Hello, everybody. Wednesday is here. I had to look at my calendar, think, hey, what day is it? Because I don't fucking know anymore. But if it's a Wednesday or Friday, you know we're here with the beat and greet. And today's no different. We got a live looping man of many talents. He's out there. He's out there in the best kind of way. You know Kramer when he's like, yo, I'm out there? This man, his art it'll bring you to the next level. It'll put you in a place. Mr. Yeti, Mr. Toadface have brought him in and they started something that is probably one of the craziest things the bass scene has ever seen. Wild, absolutely wild. And you know what? Without further ado, let me just bring him out here so we could talk about all this wildness and look at his great beard. And everyone say hi to Mr. Mount Analogue. Oh shit! How you doing, boss man?
I'm doing great. I'm doing fantastic.
Oh shit!
How are you?
I'm great, man. I'm great. Oh, you got a little bit of lost pigment there.
Yeah, I'm trying to get my hand onto my leg. There we go.
Oh, there it is. Stroke it.
How are you?
I'm good, man. I'm doing pretty good. You're looking great. You're looking fantastic.
Hey, same to you.
Thank
you. Same to you. You're looking great as well.
Thank you, man. I mean, I wish I had such an elegant, tamed beard like you. That looks like, oof. A lot of patience, a lot of wisdom went into that beard.
Just a lot of sweat and muck and goo. It's 90% goo.
90? Damn. What's the other 10%?
Hair.
Oh, okay. All right. That's good. What it should be, you know. All right. Yeah. Like what? Like beard oil kind of goo, or what do you got going on in there? Or is that where the magic comes from, like Samson, or what was his name in the Bible?
Oh man, yeah, I think that sounds right. Right?
Samson. Yeah, right.
Samsonite, Swanson.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
We'll combine the two. Super powerful.
No, the magic is there's a little magic in here, but most of the magic is in here.
Oh wow. Damn. But is the beard protecting the heart then? Is that what it's there for? Or
yeah, it's a shield for the heart chakra. Oh. It's a shield. It permeates energy around the heart chakra. That way I can deflect all of the negative energy and push the positive energy through the tip of the beard into the cosmos.
Damn. And have you ever sampled the beard and the cosmo powerful
No, but I should sample the beard. That's a good idea. Some scratchy, like...
Ooh.
Get up in there?
Dude,
you know
I feel like you could play a beat with that thing too, man. You could hit a drum pad or something, bro.
Yeah, honestly, that might work.
Dude.
Have it strum a...
Yo.
It could work.
It could. I could see it in a video. I'm seeing it already, dude.
I've done synced it.
Do most of these videos have like an idea that you go into them with, or is it something that you just like kind of fuck around with and end up on some of these crazy creative ideas, or what?
It's like 50-50. Sometimes it's, or maybe 60-40, you know, like 60% just like raw improv, and then the other 40% is like kind of a more predetermined idea. And a lot of the ideas actually come out of the live streams. Like a lot of the live streams that I've done, I'll do something in just like a live environment, and it will kind of go a certain kind of way that hits me in my feels, or it seems to hit people in their feels, and I'll be like, wow, that would make a good like fully fleshed out like track or looper idea, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And is this like always been your approach at it? Has it changed in a little bit of a different way over the years, or you've incorporated more things, or what?
I just got the looper in January. So the looper is a game changer because I haven't always been making loop tracks, but this year I've been like making them like full force. Just because now I have the option.
Do you see like people maybe being more receptive to it now? Like, do they expect a certain like weirdness out of you, or do they like, do you notice that people gravitate towards the really strange stuff like a rubber band or something like that, or do they like the more visual aspects of things? Because I know you're leaning into that. It's getting pretty
Yeah,
deep.
it's getting really fun. Yeah, I think people really resonate with the more abstract ideas, the more abstract loop ideas, like the stuff with like trap beat. Like I have one with like a trap beat and a clarinet, or one that's just a violin, or like you said, the rubber band video. Those seem to be ones that people really like resonate with.
Do you maybe give out samples too? Have you? I know Tortoise has done some like beat ciphers. You know, I've even been part of one of those too, and I think I
Mhm.
gave just some like wacky samples. I've heard some people give like more maybe of like a idea for a beat or some synths or some shit, but I just gave
Yeah,
like thinking, knowing it was your thing. I was kind of like, oh, let me just give some wacky samples. I think I gave some real sounds and shit like that. But
yeah.
have you done that like more crowdsourced kind of things, or is it mostly just you and your own samples and your own looper on the spot?
Um, yeah, it's mostly just me and my own samples and a lot of shit that comes from like my mouth and a lot of like if there's like a video with sound design, if there's any sort of sound design with it, I probably made that sound design like that day
Oh
and
shit.
just thought it like sounded tight. Sometimes not. Sometimes it'll be a sound that I know sounds tight and I'll be like, I'm gonna make that into a track or into a video. But as far as like sample packs go, I have a free sample pack on my SoundCloud. It's like 600 and some mouth sounds that I
Oh
made with my that I just came from my mouth. Like I recorded like kicks and snares and drums and shit and like
damn.
yeah. Yeah, just like a Dropbox file.
I think the last, you know what? It might have actually been a Tortoise beat cipher too, or maybe it was Yeti giving it away too. But it was like a bunch of your vocals too that I still have to this day.
Acapellas.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
acapellas. Yeah, I
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. What was that? Was that from him or was that from you?
It could have been either because I
Oh, okay.
know I have a lot of acapellas out there, and I also have an acapella pack like for free on my SoundCloud too. But it could have come from him because I remember we loaded just like hundreds of flash drives with like tracks and sounds and shit, and like my vocals were on there. So it could have come from one of those mini flash drives.
Oh shit. Okay. Yeah, I think it was like he was like, "Yo, I made a song completely out of this dude's all the elements were from his voice, you know, like
Yeah,
go grab this." And I think that's where I got it from, but I don't know if I've
yeah,
ever
yeah.
used them, but it was like full ass acapellas, like full tunes and stuff like that.
Yeah, I need
So,
to update those because it's kind of like I need to update that whole folder because I think it's like 2 years old now, and I need to put all the new shit on there. I want to like have all of. I honestly want to stem out all my tracks and make them free, like free stems for all the tracks, and
oh.
just have it for free download.
So
I'm really
like
into like
sorry, go on, sorry.
open. I'm really into like open, just open source creativity. Like I'm really inspired by like Beeple. Have you ever heard of like Beeple?
Oh
He's like a
yeah.
visual artist,
Oh
and
yeah,
all
yeah.
of anything he makes is like just made with like open source, like 3D images or like texture packs and stuff. And then he in
What?
turn will take any of his creations and just put them up for free download, like on his websites and stuff. And I'm just like, that's such a gangster move. Just like keep
Damn.
it open, open source, Creative Commons, like that.
Yeah, do you think that's how he's been so like I mean, consistent one being one. Like he's that dude does every days, you know. Like he's been
Yeah.
doing that. I think he was not the originator, but he was definitely someone who I first looked at and was like, this dude's been doing it for how long every day, and this
Yeah, like
level,
years, dude.
dude,
Yeah, years.
it's been
He's crushing
insane.
it.
So you think that
I
that
think
comes with like being open source and just kind of maybe not snarking at like using a sample here and there or doing everything, you know, a little bit
yeah.
differently. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. I think when you get to that level of creativity and that level of like doing art pieces that quickly, you slowly start to realize that even, or not even maybe slowly, you might have realized it instantaneously. I don't know, but you start to realize that like all art is just this weird mutation and it's this weird like symbiotic experience between other artists. So in one way or another you're already like stealing or you're already lifting ideas from other people whether you want to or not. It's all part of the same art experiment.
For
Every
real.
art piece is.
That's very true. Yeah, everything under the sun's already been done. I think that's the thing, you know. So it's like we're all just one step away from something that's already been done anyway, you know. And
Mhm.
it's I don't know. You think that's like that comes from your group, or is that something that has like been you've always had with making music too? Because I know Yeti's been an open book too, like releasing all of his samples, you know, and that's very rare in terms of like
Mhm.
producers. Like, you know, I feel like people want to covet their shit, you know, and
Mhm.
you know, maybe especially sound design wise, maybe something that you're making with your mouth or something, you might be a little bit more free to give away, because that's literally you, you know. I don't think anyone else could pass that off as them. Someone could be like, I made this
Yeah.
bass patch, you know, but you're over here fucking doing acapellas. Like no one could be like, yeah, I did that, you know. Like you think
Yeah.
it's like it's any different in that kind of way, or do you give out samples that you did make in that way, or is it mostly just like you know, just give out whether you're attached to it or not?
Yeah, I think give out no matter what, just like everyone has their secret arsenal of sounds and kits and stuff, but eventually those get given out anyway. Once the creator is like used them to their heart's content, they set them free. I feel like is usually what happens. But
Yeah,
I I like to just set it free in the first place, let it go, because it's going to get mutated and changed in the
true.
end. So why not just set it free? Set
Yeah.
it free.
Does it help you like you know, stay on the grind and stay as like sharp as possible, you know, so that somebody is not um you know, I don't want to say nipping at the heels or anything, like, but you know, in your lane kind of thing, you know. And I don't think there are many people who are doing what you're doing, and what, you know, maybe a Honeycomb or a Mark Revolut or any of these dudes who are just like live looping, or Reggie Watts kind of, you know. And you're all different in your own ways too, but maybe under the umbrella of live looping, you know, is there any sense of like competitive competition or anything like that, or even in a good way, you know? Is that why you
Yeah,
do
I
it, or
know.
you
I
just
think
do it just for the
not.
goodness?
I'm just super inspired by all those people that you mentioned, and I think they're super inspired by that group of people as well. And like I said, I'm new to the live looping world. Like before this year, I was doing like live rap music
Mm-hmm.
and live just like beat making and shit. But like, um, I've opened up for Mark a couple times, and he's been super inspirational. And like, I've been a huge fan of Reggie for years, and I've always wanted to get into the loop like world, because one of my favorite activities is just playing live music and like playing music with other people and being able to like feed off of a vibe. And especially like this year, it's been pretty impossible to play other like music with other people for obvious reasons. So like the looper was a really nice crutch for that like spiritual hole in my soul that I was having. So I was like vibing off my own vibe.
Damn. Yo, well, honestly, you like it just seemed like a natural transition, to be honest. You're saying it's only a year, and I really feel like this has been something that you're almost known for, you know, like the live, like, I mean, your name has been in the conversation for a while, you know, and like, you know, on people's tunes or a collaboration, or being the head of Tortoise and working with people that way. But I feel like getting your music out it's been like it's almost been seamless to this live looping and video making. Like it fit your personality so well that I think it showcased your whole spectrum of things. Like it's kind of, you know, you got a sense of humor with it too, you know, where it's like it could be funny, and your visuals show that too, and like your dramatic fucking green screenness. Like it's like it's almost like theatrics. Do you have any background in something like that, like playwriting or something like that, poems or
I
anything?
I have like I've never been well, scratch that. I've been in some plays when I was a kid. I was in a couple, but I've always been obsessed with whether it's theatrical or visual art or music, like obsessed with themed projects, like projects that fit a really like strong motif. And I also just really love comedy too. So it's kind of fun It's kind of fun. Like, oh, that I mean, like that's how the green screen and shit started. Is I was making like skits, and I was doing that for a few years, like just making like silly, like no music involved at all, and they would just be like these characters that I made up in front of a green screen, and then just have a ridiculous scenario play out, and then the looper came along, and it was just a natural like fusion of how can I incorporate this fun sort of like character driven skit thing into a musical experience for people as well, you know.
Yeah.
But
Maybe
and
that's
I
why I'm
never,
saying it's seamless because I remember the skits and stuff like that. So maybe that's why
yeah,
I'm like, I'm just picturing it without the music. And I'm like, this dude's been, I feel like he's been doing this forever, you know?
yeah. The visuals I've been doing for a while, like
Mm.
like visual effects and green screening and stuff. I've been doing that for a hot minute, so it like really helped me when I wanted to apply those techniques to this new sort of project. It's like I already had the know-how on how to kind of do that a little bit, you know.
Where did that come from?
YouTube tutorials.
Uh, so it was just like a want to do like skits and stuff like that, or did you like ever want to do film?
Yeah, I did. When I was a little kid, I would make silly videos with my cousin. It was my cousin, and me and my sister would make like really stupid home videos. Like, have you seen the cartoon Home Videos? Like
No,
that, or home, I'm sorry, Home Movies. It's like about these three kids who just make movies with like a shitty camera.
nah, I've
That's
never
like a
seen it.
it's like a that cartoon is like a sort of kind of was just like my life as well. It's like so whether it was like recreating movies in our own recreating movies in our own vision or like coming up with stupid ideas on our own, like that was that's the heart of it. That's where it actually all completely began, was with that for sure.
Yeah, 100. I could relate to that like so much. Yeah, that's me and my brother, my neighbor. We'd all just make the stupidest little videos, and I feel like it's still related to what's going on today. And the stupid videos are what goes farther than some things that you really like slave over too. You know,
It's
so
true. It's true. It's really true. A lot of it comes down to like not refining an idea too much, but by like relying on pure improvisation to be to shine, to really
yeah.
not like blanket it with polishing it up too much and like rubbing too much like after effect into it, like allowing it to breathe and be just like a raw, pure thing.
Yeah. Do you feel that way with your music as well, or is it different because your music is kind of like encompassed in that? You know?
I'm starting to get to because it's like I've been like making electronic music and rap music and like studio album sort of situations for years, and it feels really refreshing to do something that's a little more like live and a little less polished. Like I plan on taking all the tracks from these videos and putting them out eventually on like just like a big release of like here's all the 90 tracks or whatever, and I'm just gonna like add a little compression and like make them sound tight, but they're gonna be what they are, you know, like one
Yeah.
waveform, just like a live raw situation, you know.
Yeah. So is that okay, so your After Effects is, I mean, your videos, like you might go back and do some After Effects, you might do some fine polishing and stuff like that, you know, just to maybe emphasize certain areas. Like what about your music? Do you do that too, or you, like you said, you just like to have it one shot? Do you go back in Ableton and figure it out, or are, since it's through the looper, is things just like set as they are?
Things are pretty raw. Like since they're through the looper, I'll make sure before I record that like my levels sound good. But the way that my specific looper works is there isn't necessarily a way to track out each individual sound. So it's like you can't really get studio with it. Like it forces you to just be happy with the take. It's like there it is, you did it, and there it is. You know what I mean? Which, like I'm saying, it's refreshing because, like, when it's like studio stuff, like me and everyone else who makes electronic music or any kind of music that involves a level of like technical prowess and stereo imaging and compression, like we'll get meticulous and like, and it will become this thing where like you'll laser beam in on like how the high end of the snare cracks and like just exactly at that hurt range, it's gonna like counteract with this other hurt range, and it becomes this like explosion of just like almost like it gets too deep. And then in the end, most of the time, the only people that really give a fuck are like you, and they're just like, that snare be cracking. But so that brings it back to like, I get with the looper, I do try and make my shit sound good before I like record it. If I'm using like a microphone to record a mandolin, or if I'm using like my voice, I'll make sure my level's correct. But once it's recorded, it's just one waveform, and there's only so much I can do, which is raw and real. And I kind of like that. I like that idea of like, there it is, there was.
Yeah. It's almost like freezing and flattening the audio too. You just kind of let it go, and you're like, all right, now it might not even be good or done, but it's just like, it's a time to move on from it, and it's time to like not dwell on the little things. And that honestly might be the move, because I do realize that with music sometimes too, when you do have the ideas that come out the quickest, and they might not be the you spent the most time fine tuning or whatever, but they resonate a little bit more too, man. But is that something that you've had to like come back to? You've like overproduce things and then realize that maybe doing the simpler route is the way to go, or is it just always been the simplistic approach when you do these things?
Dude, I've definitely overproduced shit. Like, I've had to like scratch shit from albums because they became so overproduced, and there was like no way to dial it back. You had the raw idea, and then like you polish it so much that it just becomes this like bland thing, and you're like, what did I do? But I feel like everybody's done that, Definitely. I think one of the keys is just to make as many art things as you can. Like, if you're gonna make, like, for instance, a musical project, the way that I approach things now would be to like make as many things as I can, and then only refine the things that really have like an essence, or have like a spice, or have a vibe, hit a vibe.
So do you do that with like an album or something? I know you said you really love like conceptual pieces and stuff, and is that what you do in terms of like when you when you release a video? Is that something separate than if you were to release an album or an EP, or do your even videos have a overlaying theme, or is that where you just kind of let things flow out?
Yeah, I feel like the videos are less, at least sonically, they're less of the like
thought pieces.
I don't know, yeah, it's kind of a combo, because then like I did this technique like 2 albums ago where I freestyled, just like I had like a handful of beats, and I freestyled over them like a whole bunch, and then I went back and like picked out the pieces of the freestyle, and then like turned that into a verse, and then would record like that verse all as like memorize that, and then like record that verse as like one full verse, you know what I mean? Ooh. So I feel like with like repetition, not necessarily repetition, but with what am I trying to say here? Allowing yourself to like just kind of like let go of the whole it's got to be this way, and then like over pinpointing something, like pinning something down too hard, can be really counterintuitive to the creative process. You want to be able to keep it flowing and keep it raw and keep it real.
Yeah, no, for real, man. Is it it's kind of like weird with all like influence and stuff like that too, but are you in Ohio?
I'm in Ohio, yeah. Southwest Ohio. You
think that's had like an effect on maybe you having I don't want to say a smaller like sphere of influence, but I feel like the squad out there is pretty tight knit, and
yeah.
You guys all have pretty similar, I want to say like morals almost, like especially musically, you stick to your guns. You don't like sell out to make what's popular, or like, oh, we got to get more fans, and that's why seeing Yeti play at EDC New York or whatever EDC it was.
Vegas.
Yeah. Oh, Vegas. Yeah, I was just like, that's huge for this kind of bass music, because it's just like unwavered uniqueness, you know, like he didn't like, oh, I gotta play on EDC, so I'm gonna make this type of music. So when I saw that, I was like, I'm dumb hyped about that. So do you think it's
Yeah.
like, you think it's something that's like unique to you guys, or like being kind of you know, gung ho about your squad, or you know, you just
I
wanna?
think so. I
Okay.
think so. I think this region has like it has a it has like a unique sense of creative integrity that I mean I, that I haven't really seen in a ton of places, where it is very strange and people really stand by it and are proud of how unique it is, and are not necessarily proud, but they're like, yeah, I guess proud. They're very proud. They're very proud of like, this is how I feel. This is what it is, and this is what it's going to be. You know, and
Yeah.
I feel like the region is definitely part of that. It's Dayton, Ohio.
Mm.
I feel like has that vibe.
You think them specifically, or like Dayton, Ohio in specific, or you know, is there other regions of Ohio, other regions of the Midwest that are kind of that unique?
Yeah, I think it is because especially in the Midwest, I feel like if you want to make something happen, or if you want to be a part of something, you have to make it happen. Like there aren't a ton of shows, and the pockets of the pockets of cultures and crews are really like small. So you have to really want to make something, have to really want something to happen, and you really have to make it happen. You have to really really try to like cultivate an environment, and I think that sort of situation helps to cultivate the strangeness, because it brings people together, and there's a bit less of like a competition. Like, you know, when you go to like one of the coasts, it's like saturated with like DJs and producers and
Definitely.
artists, whereas in the Midwest it's hard to find producers and artists. It's harder to
Yeah.
find producers and artists and stuff, so there's less of a competition, which allows, I think, people to be able to lower their artistic inhibitions and be able to say, I'm going to get really raw and real with the thing that I make, because I don't, like, if I'm not worried about getting the show, because there aren't that many shows, and like if I want there to be a show, I kind of have to throw it. You know what I
Ooh,
mean?
damn. No, that's deep. That's like that's real shit too, man. And do you think it's the same thing with you, like starting a label too? Is that why you kind of
Yeah,
okay? So were you trying to harbor something like that, like a unique sound, or were you trying to put give a platform to people who
yeah,
might not necessarily have? So was it mostly locals, or was it you
yeah.
didn't
That was the
discriminate?
idea. It
Mm,
was like me and a couple other people were trying to put local music on. Trying to be like, hey, this is kind of like our region, and we would expand it down to like Cincinnati, Columbus, and then like we were starting to kind of branch off into Kentucky a little bit and stuff. And it was really just to be like, hey, people are making shit in this zone, in this quadrant of the world, and like here it is. You know what I mean? And then yeah, slowly spider webbed out as things do.
So are you still keeping an eye on most of those people that you worked with? Is there anybody like in your region that's like pushing their own new sound too? Anybody that's like that you're kind of bouncing ideas back and forth of to progress your own artistic ability, I guess, that might not necessarily get the love that we, you know, I keep mentioning Yeti and Toadface and stuff, you know, but is
Um,
there other locals like that?
yeah, there's a really good producer here. His name's Peliquin, and he makes like really intense, like halftime sound design music that's really experimental and fun. And
Oh,
I feel like he's a good friend of mine, and I feel like he's putting in mad work, and he is kind of not, I don't want to say he's flying under the radar, but he definitely deserves the accolades. You know what I'm
okay.
saying?
Yeah. No, hey
He's a
man,
good.
it's that's why I had to ask, man, because you guys definitely got your finger on the pulse. So, and Ohio in general is like you said, man, they're just flying under the radar. You know, it's just
Mhm.
eventually it's gonna come, you know, fruitfully. Hopefully, you know, hopefully. But if I just know like that good of sound is undeniable, you know, and I think the seeing how well recepted you know, the weird shit is right now, and how we keep pushing it farther and farther, and how these people just keep getting better and better at making weird shit. You think you've heard the weirdest sounds, and then you're
I
like, what
know.
the fuck's going
Yeah.
on, dude?
And you're like, what happened?
Dude, no, we're nowhere near the weirdest too. So
No,
I'm
no.
excited, man. And I love the fact that there's like instrumentals being included in the music now too. And you said you've been you do a couple little sound checks before you incorporate your stuff too. But have you always been playing instruments? Is it always been something that you wanted to incorporate into it, or what started first, the
Yeah,
producing or the instruments?
the instruments for sure.
Oh
The
shit, okay.
instruments. Yeah,
What
that
was that, a
was.
mandolin or something behind you?
Yeah, that's a mandolin. This
Jesus
guy.
Christ, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, little mandolin.
Damn, man.
The instruments were first. The instruments came first. Like guitar, mandolin, piano, banjo, and then um, I did that for a long time. Like in high school, I would play music in like the show choir and stuff, and like I would play. I was in bands with friends, and like would play like bass or guitar or like sing and stuff. And then I was in a rap. I was actually in a rap group with Tyler, with Yeti, and my friend Dr. Sherman, who's another local Ohioan, and we would do like local rap shows, and that was really fun. And
That's
then
awesome.
yeah,
What was it
and
called?
the Zombies of Funk.
Yo.
Because well, okay, all right. So Ohio, the Dayton, Ohio specifically, in the day is like the birthplace of funk. Like we have a funk museum here and shit.
What?
Like Zapp and Roger, Slave, like all these like funk bands from like the 70s into from like the 70s into the 80s like came from Dayton. So like the idea was like we're gonna try and revitalize the funk movement in the region, you know what I mean?
Yo.
So it was like reborn sort of zombies of funk situation, you know?
Ooh, it's deep. It's got a
Yeah.
deep meaning over there.
Yeah, but yeah, we did that, and then got into electronic music and making beats. It's kind of electronic music, kind of like spawned from that experience, like making rap beats with Zombies of Funk, and like doing that sort of like got got me more into that world.
Damn, man. It's kind of hand in hand too, right? I feel like a lot of producers would be like, "Oh, I started off making rap beats or something." And was that the case for you
Yeah,
guys? You guys like made your own beats or something, or was it just a complete change of
yeah,
lane?
yeah. No, it was kind of like that. Like we were just making beats and making like just fucking around, and then like rapping on beats and shit, and then kind of just kind of went from there. Just kind of
Damn.
mutated and mutated and mutated.
So, yo, how long have you guys been like? I guess making music since before the Yeti and Mount Analog project were a thing. Like, how long were you guys linking up and doing this kind of thing for?
Uh, Forever. Yeah, I've been friends with like Tyler and Todd since like the third grade or something. And then
Wow.
like we're all from the same town in Southwest Ohio. It's called Piqua, but it's like half an hour north of Dayton. So yeah, we
Okay.
all grew up together. Like me and Tyler, Todd, and Dr. Sherman, and like we would always link up and you know, like bounce beats off each other and like be like, "Yo, that's tight," or like share techniques. You know?
Damn. So was it like
Yeah.
a natural progression of things just to move to like the Trifinity or anything, or was that a long time coming? Because it's recently new. I would say what, the 3 years maybe plus for the Trifinity.
So like in 2016, we didn't have we had an album. It was the first Trifinity EP, but it
Mm,
wasn't a fully like fleshed out idea of being like a theatrical performance. It was just kind of like the Trifinity was when we would sort of play shows together, which became like more and more. And so then we were like, yo, we should try and come up with a spiritual movement to incorporate into this music. And that's what happened. And then the portal opened, and then Hans showed us the light, and here we are today.
Damn. All right. So it just kind of naturally happened, huh? It wasn't like something planned that you guys were like, "Oh man, our fucking collabs just go off so well. Like it just needs to happen." It was, and I mean that could have happened fucking 6 years ago when you guys were rapping or some shit. But it just happened when, I guess at the perfect time, perfect storm, when you guys had all the ideas ready and stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, we're like always been like fascinated with spirituality and spiritual extremism and how that affects society and how it can um and like I said, like myself and them included have just kind of been like fascinated with themed projects and themed albums and things that have like a really like potent a really potent atmosphere around them, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, so it just
I
kind of
love
was
that
a
lore.
natural thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like nice too because like that's why I had to ask if you were in any plays or anything because it seems like uh I don't know, you bring a more and I don't know because I've had very limited like talks and stuff with Tyler and Todd, but it seems like you bring the more theatric side of things to the three piece, you know, like they, you know, I don't know. Every time I've talked to them, they're very reserved, you know, and like quiet, and Tyler especially, you know, and um, I just couldn't see him being like, yo, yeah, let's fucking wear these robes and let's throw blood on people and this, that, and the third. But I could definitely see you coming up with this idea. But are you saying it's been like it's like a mutual kind of thing, like?
We like in 2018 we would get together and like have meetings about what we were going to incorporate into the live shows and like what might work and what might not work and stuff. So yeah, it was a very collaborative thought
Oh
process, you
shit.
know.
Okay.
And we were, you know, like yeah, yeah, it was a very collaborative thing.
Damn, man. So like what's the theme going forward? Is it world domination? What's the plan for the Trifinity going forward?
Man, you know, the portal's open. I can tell you that much. And
Ooh.
We lost Hans to the Dark Triangle. R.I.P. Sweet Triangle King. Oh yeah, and blessed to Otto too. Otto's just a freaking genuine human, a gem, a treasure, and a treat. Blessed to him.
Wait, I'm not sure if I know who Otto is.
Otto goes by Otto von Schrock, and he's like an
Oh,
OG
oh yeah.
electronic music legend.
Oh, I know
And
him.
he was helping us open the portal through this whole last tour, and I would love to have him on board with future things.
Dude, he's a character and a half, man. Like
He's a character.
a couple years ago, I was introduced to his Boiler Room set, and then
Oh
oh
yeah, I
my
know it's
god,
so good.
I've been obsessed with him ever since, yo. I'm like him and his little fucking son too. His
Oh
like
yeah,
son with the
Axel.
papaya,
Yeah, yeah,
papaya, papaya.
dude. The Papaya Dracula Triangle Prince.
Oh yeah, he's big on the Bermuda Triangle shit
Oh
too.
yeah,
Yeah.
dude. He like okay, so Otto was a lot of the reason we felt comfortable getting so theatrical and like out of the box with the whole Trifinity project. And that's why when we asked him to come on and do the tour, it was like a dream come true because we were just kind of like, you're a big reason for this existing, Otto. And he
Dude.
was like, yeah.
So was it that level of confidence that he has, that level of like I guess you said theatrics, but he's like you guys I feel like put on a show. There's a theme to it. This guy, he's like I feel like it's like a party. He just wants to
Well,
party,
yeah.
you know?
Well, in Miami, he has his whole like the Triangle family, and it's like I've seen a couple of his shows in Miami when like his crew comes out, and it's a full on like people are out like in alligator costumes and like out there like with like disco balls and like shit gets really wild. It gets really
Yo.
wild.
So is there any other inspirations like that? Like any kind of conceptual artists like that that bring a show to live or like
Guar.
just bring that kind of um I don't want to say not taking yourselves too seriously kind of thing, but you know, you're having fun with it at the end of the day. I feel like
Yeah.
you guys are blending your personalities into an art form, into an expression.
Yeah.
So is there any
Yeah.
other people who kind of inspire you that way?
For sure, Guar.
Oh,
Guar's up there in terms of theatrics. Obviously not musically. Like I like their music too, but it it's like heavy metal music and
yeah.
like but theatrically and like being able to be like come out with such confidence and simultaneously be so raw is like very inspirational.
Yeah, no, for real. And that's what I gotta respect for ICP in that way too. Just of like
Same.
they're like 50 years old now or something, and they're still doing interviews with just full clown makeup and this, that, and the third. I'm like, it's gotta feel like maybe not. Maybe they're just so immune to it, but you gotta like think about putting clown makeup on every day as like a 50-year-old and be like, is this like, could I be doing something different? But honestly, if you're ICP and you're that far down the line, I feel like maybe that's long gone at that point, you know, that's second guessing.
I think they're so engrossed in that world and in that life that it's probably just like ingrained in their entire being, you know. That's it's like so deep for them that I feel like they're not putting the makeup on. Like it's like a Superman situation where like Superman puts on the human costume to blend in with society, when in reality he's Superman. That's how kind of how ICP is. Where like they take the makeup off, but they're actually just those clowns.
Yeah, like who? There is no Violent J with that. You know, whoever plays Violent J, like there's no human version of him. He is Violent J. That's it. That should be on his ID, Violent J.
Yeah, right.
Like no. No, that's great. That's a good way to put it, honestly. These people, there's no shame because they just straight up are these people, you know? And, like, that's what I was thinking about with Yeti, too, when he was rocking the dread, too. I'm like, this motherfucker, he's got to go to – he was touring like a madman, too. He's got to go to fucking airports. He's got to go to hotel check-ins, rent-a-cars, and he's just got the crazy dread. And everyone's got to be like, look at that guy, at least for a second, you know? At least one person's like, What's going on right there? But he's just rocking.
I remember
he's got
for a little bit he had a technique where he could like bun it, and it looked like, I don't want to say it. It like looked less. It looked less sus to the average viewer. You know what I mean? Where it's like a dread bun.
Bro, it's better than the antenna, is what you're saying. Because I didn't have a problem with it. I was just thinking of being in his shoes.
Yeah, and I think that was his way to combat the security at the airport, and like eyes like that, where it's like if I bun it, it's a little less sus.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Bro, is you ever get any like weird looks? I mean, the beard I feel like is way more acceptable, but it's still you gotta. How long did that take? First and foremost,
okay, all right. So it like everyone's beard has this like terminal growth length, and it's like, once it reaches that point, it like will not grow any longer. Mine is like this. It's like here. This is about where it's at, right here.
Damn.
But the last time I shaved was 2016. But I've like had to cut off dead and let it grow and stuff. But yeah, 2016-ish.
Yo, that's crazy. That's respect, though. I feel like you probably get more respect for a long beard than a braided dread like that, you know? Which I don't know which one deserves more respect, because you got to be ballsy to wear that.
It's societal norms. People see a beard and they're like, you know, they associate it with like, oh, this person is like an elder or something. It's like ingrained in our psyches. But then they see a big dread and they're like, I've never seen that. What the fuck, you know? And so like, whereas I agree with you, the long dread is much more brave because it's like less culturally acceptable.
True. Yeah, but I mean, hey, both deserves some respect. I'll tell you that. You got to walk around here like a goddamn Native American warrior over here, with the fucking braided hair, braided beards. Like I got respect for it. Like I was watching a movie the other day and it had a bunch of Native American dudes in it, and they had just straight braids like down here, you know. And I'm like, no white dude can wear that and look tough. But this guy's rocking it, and I'm like, he deserves respect. That's a fucking chief right there. And he's just got these two little braids, and I'm like, damn, man. It's just, I guess like you said, the cultural thing, you know? Like if I'm walking around here, I look like a goddamn jabroni. I look like J-Rock or something, like a wannabe, you know?
No, I think it's tight. You know? It's thick.
I guess you just got to have the confidence that you guys have.
Yeah, you got to own it. That's the thing. If you own it, you can rock any fashion, any style. It's like, it's all about how you wear it, not what you're wearing or what you're, you know.
That's very true.
That's the vibe.
Nah, man. Maybe I'll just next meet and greet. I got braided hair. I got fucking anything that's not culturally appropriating. I got it now. I just got to rock it
I,
with fucking confidence.
that's what it is. And that's the thing, is just if you just like own it, you don't even bring it up. You're just like, this is me. This is what it is.
Yo, for real. Riff Raff, he doesn't even need explaining anymore. He's like, I just got this
No.
mullet, bro. That's it.
He just put out a track called $1 Million Mullet. It's tight.
Really?
Yeah, it's like,
Damn.
no, I think it's fresh. It's a fresh track.
Another one that I gotta respect too, because like as much as he was probably laughed at and joked at, he's still over here crushing it at
Put
the
in
end of the
work.
day.
Put
Yeah,
in work.
and you know
Riff
what?
Raff
He's
puts in
skilled.
work.
I gotta
He
respect
is.
somebody who's not only like they do it for the meme, but they're like skilled at what they do too. It's not just like, oh, like look at me, I got the crazy dreads or whatever. He's like, he could actually freestyle, and if he he's
Yeah.
so good that it's almost like he could joke about being good. I don't know if
Yeah.
that makes
And he
sense.
does. No, he does. He's like so good that he like, yeah, he jokes about it, but he's just kidding.
Yeah,
And it's like he's just like, but also it's because he's that good that he can do that and
yeah.
like have that
So
sort
it's
of like
it's
be in that
meta.
lane. It is. It is super meta.
Shit, man. So is that like, what you kind of see yourself as a little bit? Because you said you've like overcomplicated things. You've obviously taken a lot of different turns in your career and tried to see if things have worked and not worked. So you think you've gotten to a point where like you're obviously skilled and now it's like second nature. So you're kind of like goofing off with it a little bit or trying new things or this, that, and the third.
I'm just trying to follow my creative inhibitions and be real and be raw, honestly. I don't know. I think once you you don't want to try and think about what you are too much. You want to just try and be who you are and become what you need to be, really.
Yeah, for real.
And that just comes with not taking yourself too seriously. That's a big piece of it. Like, don't get too wrapped up in your own sauce. Don't get lost in your own sauce.
For real. I think that's Gucci Man words, huh? I think he said that.
Probably.
You could get
You
lost in
probably
the sauce.
yeah. No, absolutely can, dude.
Yeah. No, that's real shit too, man. And that's yeah, I think you guys walk the like maybe not Toad Face. He's a little more reserved too, but you guys walk a fine line too. I remember Yeti when the dread too, when he had the big fur coat. And I'm like, this motherfucker, he's so goddamn like just about being himself, and you over here like recording yourself with rubber bands and this, that, and that. They're like no fucks given in terms of like, is the industry gonna take me seriously? It's like you just
Yeah.
kind of just did your own thing. I definitely fuck with that heavy though.
Yeah, you gotta stay real and stay innovative. And the only way to be truly innovative is to be yourself and not worry too much about like, is this going to be received super well? Because that's when you'll corner yourself. You'll corner yourself into a creative stump, into a creative dead end is when you get into that headspace.
Yeah.
You gotta keep it real.
So like what are some plans that what are you thinking about like incorporating into your music next or into the project next? You guys either Trifinity or this, you guys got any big plans to like push it to the next level or more theatrics, more blood or what's
Yeah, with Trifinity, we're like fooling around more ideas, like trying to figure out what the future looks like with the whole project and stuff. And this year's been a real it's been a detriment for everyone. And so I feel not necessarily a detriment, but it's been like a hurdle, a speed bump for everybody's sort of creative projects and like where they want to
Definitely.
align themselves for the future. You know what I mean? So it's harder. It's a little harder to say exactly how things are going to play out, but definitely have big plans with my own projects. I'm trying to push. I definitely want to push this live show onto the road with the looper and everything
Ooh.
once like live shows are back, because I have, like I said, I got this looper at the beginning of the year, and I've only like I haven't had an opportunity to play out many live shows with it. So I'm trying to really like push that into the future.
So is it like are you noticing hurdles? Are you noticing like, oh, this is going to be tough to translate live, or maybe this song in
No, actually,
particular?
I think it's going to be easier because I'm
Wow.
going to keep it really raw and keep it on an improv tip. Like I have all these rap tracks that I have just like memorized,
Mm-hmm.
and then like I have like a list on my computer of all the rap tracks, and I'm just gonna make like raw beats with a very small plan, and then I'm going to incorporate those rap tracks that I have like all the lyrics memorized,
Ooh.
and like incorporate that into the improv beats and loops and stuff.
Okay. So is that where you'd want to incorporate your own stems too? Like you said before, you want to stem them out before, or was that just to give them away and kind of trade ideas and stuff?
I have. Oh, you mean like with project files and stuff?
Yeah. Would you be recreating some songs live, or would you actually be
Yeah,
like?
yeah.
Okay. Okay.
I'd be just completely like taking an acapella like verses from a track and like putting it over a completely different beat, like
Mm,
completely live beat,
yeah.
which
Yeah.
I've done and experimented with like now, and like I'm trying to like get that going, you know what I mean? Like get that fully actualized, like fully materialized, like, and a lot of that just comes with practicing lyrics and being able to speed them up or slow them down as needed. So I've been
Definitely.
doing that a lot. It's like a lot of lyrical practice.
Yeah, I mean, Ableton's really good for that too. I mean, if all you need to do is remember the vocals and stuff like that, you could have everything else stemmed out. Like, be pretty
Yeah,
good in terms of that sense. But what do you play
I
out
actually
live
use
with? Oh, sorry.
I actually use FL. Sorry.
Oh, really? Oh, shit.
Yeah, yeah, I use FL. So like live, I have like basically just like a whole bunch of I've been calling them like sound sets, but it's
Mm.
just like sound, it's like drums and sounds or synths that work well together. So
Okay.
like at any given moment, I have like one for like a house, one for like dub, one for like classical, and like they all have like percussive elements and like melodic elements that you can play with. So it's like
Ooh.
moving between those sort of like sound sets is the goal, and
Yeah.
like fluidly moving between the sound sets are the goal.
Oh shit. Okay. All right. I see you, man. I didn't even know that was possible with FL too. I definitely I have all those saved in Ableton as like quick plates, and
Hmm.
it's just been taking fucking years of whatever works with each other. Or I have like um tags kind of that'll be like,
Hmm.
oh, transition
Hmm.
song or fucking slow down song, lo-fi or something. But I didn't
Yeah,
even know
yeah.
FL had that possibility. You play out live
Well,
with FL too?
yeah. Well,
Oh.
so basically, FL is just the sound generator. Basically, I'll like go to a channel in FL, and it'll be like a MIDI piano sound, and I'll route this
Mm.
the music, or I'll route that sound to my MIDI keyboard, and then I'll capture that sound in the looper, and then route the out from the looper, and then
Wow.
yeah, that's how I do it. And then you
Oh
can just
shit.
switch between whatever sound, like while like say you riff out a piano melody, hit loop, you can like switch to a drum, like an FPC drum pack, and then like riff out the drum beat, and then loop that over top of it. So you just like develop the whole beat live.
Oh wow. That's crazy, man. That's so is this what you were doing when you were like opening for Mark and stuff like that, or was that mostly like the beats and the rap stuff?
That was mostly raps. I did do a little live like beat juggling and stuff like that, but nothing as cohesive as this loop project, I guess.
Okay. All right. Yeah, man, this is definitely pretty intensive too. And would you be doing your own visuals live too, like you do in your
So
videos?
yeah,
Oh, okay.
I wanna try and figure out, and I know that's with Ableton, is like using like Resolume and syncing it with Ableton
Oh,
is like an
yeah.
option that I've seen people do. And I know that can be really CPU intensive. So I don't know. I'm trying to brainstorm exactly how that would work. But there's a lot of, anytime I play shows, there's so many like dedicated visual people that it almost seems like it might be productive to give them the visuals and be like, because it's going to be like an improvisational situation, and
True.
just be like, here are my vibes. Here's my folder of vibes. Like in advance, obviously, and then be like during the show, like you feel it out, like what you think, from these, like how the set's impacting you, feel it out, like vibe it out. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
No, for real. I did that once. I used Resolume and Ableton once during a live set. I played Webster Hall, and it was like one of the biggest things at the time, that I had. So I was like, I gotta prepare this fucking. I was just trying to do everything at that time, experiment and see what I could do and what I can't do. And I finally got there and plug it in, and the visual guy, who like the dedicated visual guy, was like, "Oh, you want to do your own?" And I was just the opener too, but he was like, then threw kind of like a hissy fit. He's like, "Oh, what do you need then?" All right, blah blah blah. He like didn't want to plug me in, and I'm and then all he did for the rest of the night for everyone else was just throw up their logo, and it just moved a little bit. And I'm like, why were you so upset, dude? Like, I felt bad though.
Yeah, no, I feel that I've been in that same scenario, not to that level where I was like triggering my own, but I have like had free like stuff made up in like on like a drive. I'm like, hey, would you mind using some of these? And they're like, oh, I got my own shit like ready. I've been planning this shit, because they take like, I can't hate on them, because they take like that level of dedication that we take with music and like apply it to their visuals. It's just, as an artist, you want to make sure that it fits the motif of like the experience you're trying to put forward. So sometimes I feel like there can be a disconnect there, where you're like, I want you to expo your craft, but also like I have this like theme I'm trying to hold, like hold down.
Definitely. Do you is it mostly like stuff like that, like themes, like if you're doing I don't know, macaroni, or just say something like that, like do you have macaroni in the background and that's what you'd like them to have, or do you have like other specific things that you like to be the setters, the vibe setters? Like what is part of your Google Drive pack for visuals? Is it random stuff like that? Is it stuff of you that you made, or?
Yeah, it's like a hodgepodge of things. A lot of it's like stuff from nature, and a lot of it's like stuff that I've made from videos and stuff that's like warped and kind of like gets like really pixelated and like and weird,
Yeah.
A little more abstract stuff.
Okay. Then like the cinema 4D kind of thing.
Yeah, I like that stuff, but I like the tactile, like sort of like bit mocking shit too, where stuff's a little more like granulated as well.
Yeah.
Not always. Yeah.
I feel you. I feel like there's like you could kind of see that in your visuals too. It's not like you just have like the crazy kaleidoscope thing going on in the background. It's like, there's a little, I don't want to say thought too, but there's a little bit more of just attention to detail. It's not like you're just throwing the craziest trippy visuals you could find. It's like, okay, maybe it has something to do with the set, and I feel like that's what people kind of they like about your shit too. There's like you said in the beginning, there's an overlying theme, and that goes with almost everything. Even my sets, I do that too, because I'm a really big advocate of like conceptual fucking albums and stuff. So even my sets, I try to have like a theme for them, a beginning, a middle, and an end, But sometimes I feel like maybe I'm just overthinking things too, It's like I don't need that much.
That's the folly of every artist, is that they can be they're their own worst critics. So like they want it to be the pinnacle of like creative excellence, and like they are giving it more attention than anyone, because they want it to fit that vibe. They have a really strong vision.
Yeah.
So I think it's really good to shoot really high, but also have low expectations. That way it's like, if you do go to a show and you're like, man, I got all this shit looking ready to go, and like it doesn't necessarily come together the way you did, at least you shot high and it landed, in the middle or somewhere, you know what I mean? Like,
dude, for real. Yeah, I mean, it's been slowly like I feel like once I started getting into this, I was like, I'm gonna be Dead Mouse. I'm gonna be Dead Mouse. Like that was the inspiration in the beginning. Like, that's gonna be me. And then slowly but surely, I'm like, I'm just happy doing this and being in the conversation, and just I feel like that's what ended up how Dead Mouse ended up being Dead Mouse anyway. Is just you forget about the journey when you're on it. At a certain point, you just don't even realize that you're shooting for that thing, and you're just enjoying the ride as you go, and figuring out the new ways we could get doing this. And I think that's what's been nice about the steadies that have been in the scene for a while. It's like we're all finding new outlets and new ways to express our art too. And I think that's this time has been like really good to just be reflective in that sense too. And that's why I asked if you guys have any plans, because you guys are so the Trifinity in particular, like, are so based off of like the live aspect of it, you know? So I was wondering if you guys had any plans to like maybe make it virtually somehow, or were you thinking about any ways to I guess just evolve in that sense too. You know, you've done a really good job in particular, like solo, just keeping in people's ears and eyes and stuff like that. So I was wondering if there's things in the back burner that are we're not seeing, you know, and Todd and Yeti out here on the grindstone too, because you're definitely still getting it real hard. So have you guys evolved as like the Trifinity too?
Well, it's been a little harder just with travel and stuff, because Todd's in Georgia. And then Tyler just recently moved too, so it's been a little tougher to link up in person. But we have a handful of times and like talked about ideas, and it's also been harder to completely set anything up in stone. You know what I mean? Just because of the uncertainty of what the year holds for even 2021. But we do. I mean, even from our last tour, we have so many ideas that we weren't able to finish just because it's a lot of it's just so many, you know. It's like you come up, it's like it comes back to making beats, where it's like you make 100 beats and then you share like 10 of them. It's the same with the ideas for sort of the Trifinity project. It's like there's a lot, we have a lot of ideas, and it's just a matter of kind of what the future looks like for the music. I want to say the music scene in general, as to how we can effectively execute them and what that time frame looks like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And but yeah, we definitely have a strong folder of ideas, and I don't want to say too much just because it's still it's still just kind of a wiggly thing, but yeah. Lots of ideas are written.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, that's good too, man. As long as they're written down somewhere, eventually they'll get found and maybe hopefully put into action or whatever. But that's oh, sorry, go on.
Yeah. No, I was saying that's the thought, is like, as long as you're generating the ideas and keeping it on your mind, it, you know, things will fall into place.
Yeah. No, I mean, you guys are not I don't think anybody's going to say you guys aren't creative too. You guys aren't fucking, you know, making up some new stuff as you go. But has like the Trifinity actually been beneficial to your solo project too? Have you brought like some maybe confidence from the Trifinity into what you do as Mount Analogue and kind of express yourself in different ways now?
Oh yeah, dude, for sure. Yeah, for sure. Like the whole tour last year and just the whole process of making the album and stuff is really has been really beneficial. Has been really eye-opening to what people are, I guess, comfortable with. Like we were talking about, like, you don't want to take yourself too seriously, because that's when you lose sight of who you are organically. And like I feel like the Trifinity project has further pushed that idea of like, okay, it is possible to throw shows and make music that feels creatively rewarding for yourself, and other people are definitely going to be receptive to it, you know?
Yeah. Oh,
but
shit, man.
For my project personally, yeah, it's definitely been it's just been a reminder, like, hey, you know, making weird things and doing genuine things is a-okay. Keep doing it.
Dude. Now I feel like it's not even just for you guys too. That was a question that I only asked because it's helped me be more, like you said, comfortable. And you're like, oh, okay, if this is being so widely accepted, like anything that anybody puts out can be widely accepted too, as long as it comes from the heart or whatever. Because I'm over here with a EP from like 2 years ago, almost fully finished, like maybe an album, you know, a bunch of songs. Maybe if I got to pick 5 or 10, that would be an album or something. But it's done. It's been done. And I just was like, I don't think this is gonna fit with what I've been releasing lately, or it's not gonna be received as good.
It.
I know. I gotta
just drop it. Dude. Just put it out there.
I've been really feeling that lately. I'm like, it's just got to go out. It's too late, 2 years late, and it still feels good though. But it's definitely in terms of
absolutely.
Like, yeah, it just, I don't know what I was tripping up over. You know what I mean? Like, it's ridiculous at the end of the day.
No, you got to put it out there, and that's the thing is you got to be comfortable moving on too. It's like a project's never done. It's never done. You just fucking abandon it. You eventually have to be
Man,
like, it's not finished, but it's I'm done with it. You know what I mean?
wow,
Like, because
damn,
you can sit on stuff for I mean, I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with sitting on tracks or sitting on any kind of art, but it can eat you up, you know, and like it and I feel like part of art too is sort of like it's a little like frame of where you were at mentally or like where an artist was mentally or like what they were experiencing emotionally. It's like a little piece of who you were during that time, you know. So
yo. And I really haven't felt like you just said, it was a piece, and I feel like I haven't put as much of me into a piece since, and maybe that's why, because I just haven't even released it. So that piece is just like it's just like a unfinished puzzle piece that's just sitting there, and it's like I can't even get
yeah.
past it right now. But
Yeah.
yeah, I really feel like that was one of the last times. I mean, it was also, I was very militant with like making the beats too. I'd be like Kanye West shit, like 3 a day, and I'd be up at
Yeah.
8:30 in the morning listening to vinyls, and like I don't know, I haven't been on that kind of tip like in a little bit since. But I
Mhm.
also feel like that was the last time that I really was so in the artwork, and it's just sitting in a Dropbox. So it's really
You
fucked.
gotta share it.
Yeah,
You
I
gotta
gotta, I
share it.
gotta.
You
I
gotta
gotta.
share it,
I
man.
gotta. Yeah, man. You and the last couple people have been telling me that too. So I think me just saying it out loud is just me, my something in my self conscious being like, "You're a pussy. Release it, you pussy." You know.
It is. It's your mind. It's being like, it's just do it.
Yeah. Oh,
Just do it.
dude, for real. It's always something, man.
You
It's
got
something
to.
in your head.
Do you have any plans for, do you have, what's your, are you just gonna drop it? Like, just drop it.
I mean,
Gotta
that's the
drop it.
thing too. Now I'm 2 years in it. I'm like, I can't. I feel like I gotta at least put a little bit of respect on it, and maybe like do some nice artwork or something to explain a theme or something. Explain
Yeah.
just where I was at the time and mentally, or that it's a 2 year old thing. But I'm trying to figure it out right now too. And also, my manager's like, we got to see if these samples could get cleared. And in the back of my head, I'm like, there's no
Oh,
way these
yeah.
samples are getting cleared though. So
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm
That's a real struggle. That's a real struggle for a lot of people is the samples getting cleared, dude.
for real. Yeah, I would get hit big
That's the
time.
thing.
It's mostly samples too. It's like all vinyl shit, So I don't
Well,
know.
odds are like there's like I know like sample rules have like changed more and stuff and like it's gotten a little more refined and it's like can't you use like a pretty fair amount of a sample and it's still like if you like mutate it into a creative work, I'm pretty sure you can get away with a decent amount of using a sample, but I guess, you know, I don't know all the ins and outs of it and all the particulars, but yeah, I would all you can do is try and see what happens, you know, just like see what clears and see what doesn't, you know.
Yeah, no, for real. Just throw it. Like, who cares? I mean, what are they gonna take? The $6 of streaming money that I made? Like, take it, bro.
That's how it be. That's how it be.
Be eating a fucking Subway sandwich, dude, with all my earnings. Like, take it.
I feel
Oh shit.
the streams,
It's
man.
rough. It's rough, bro. But hey, it spreads it. So whatever. We're here. We're here, man.
Yeah,
So I do have a fucking one more question for you, and then we could get into some of these submissions if you're down. But
yeah.
where did Mount Analog come from? Where's the name coming from?
So I like, all right. So I used to be called Cave Slug, like a long time ago, and that was just because I made like chiptune stupid. Like it was supposed to be like a boss fight, and that's the boss at the end of the boss fight, or at the end of the level. You know what I mean? But then I kind of wanted to abandon that project because I got out of like making as much like chiptune and like 8-bit music, I guess. And I kind of had like I was saying, like even with the Trifinity, like always kind of been obsessed with spirituality and obsessed with um just like spiritual practices and different mental frameworks you can put yourself in and Mount Analog is actually a book. I straight up ripped the name of the book off by a French author named Rene Dumas and talking about getting my samples cleared. Ooh, no. But anyway, but the book is like a religious it's an allegory about different religious practices where these like adventurers go and find an invisible island, but it's all sort of a metaphor for religious and spiritual acceptance among humanity, and sort of
Oh,
like how we can reach the pinnacle of our collective experience through cohabitating in like a beneficial way, you know.
oh.
So yeah, it just was a book that really impacted me in a very intense part of my life, and I was like, I think this would make a great name, so I just used it as my name.
Yo, I love that. Actually, yo, because talking about the project is the first initial name was everything was beautiful and nothing hurt, which
Yeah,
is at the Slaughterhouse Five. It's like a chapter from Slaughterhouse Five or some shit.
nice,
So yeah,
nice. Another book.
it was just at that time, man. The book like it just hit me real hard,
Yeah,
and I love
yeah,
that line. So I was like,
that's a great one.
yeah, man. So it's definitely I don't know, man. You read a lot to gain inspiration, or was that just like a one and done? It hit you at the right time? Because I haven't read a lot since, but it still sticks out to me like crazy, you know?
I try to read a lot. I don't read as much as I'd like, but I used to read a bit more. But now that since this year I read a fuck ton, but
Hey,
I do read. I do like to read. I do really like to read.
anything in
But
particular, or do you like just like the self help books or like diaries or something like that?
man, yeah, I'll read a little bit of anything. I'll read like horror books or like fantasy books. Or I'll read like autobiographies or
Mm,
history books. You know, I'm not picky when it comes to reading as long as it's something that tickles my interest, you know.
yeah, for real. No,
I used to read
yeah.
I used to read a lot of like Alan Watson, like spiritual like Terrence McKenna and stuff like that. And like that's
Okay.
sort of how I got turned on to Rene Dumont, where my namesake is from, is because it was like in that in that world, you know.
Oh shit. Okay, so it's kind of like I don't want to say self help. I feel like that's kind of like disrespectful to him, but it's something like
No,
that.
I
Like
know what you mean.
okay,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah, where it's like a it kind of like analyzes the human condition and sort of like puts a gives you a perspective on it, you know what I mean?
yeah, yeah. There's this
It's
book
one of those.
called it's not the Art of War 'cause that's Sun Tzu, but it's the opposite of that, the War of Art. And I
Oh,
can't
I've
remember who
I've
it's
seen
from.
that book. Yeah, I
Yeah,
haven't read it, but
really.
I know of it. Yeah.
Yeah, that definitely inspired me for a little bit too. I forgot what they call it. They call like just your distractions like something. They call it man, I forgot, but just having a name for your urge to just do everything that you're not supposed to be doing, like everything but what you're
Yeah.
supposed to be doing is like
Yeah.
just having that in my head and just reading it constantly. I was like every time something that came up that I knew I wasn't supposed to be doing, I'd be like, no, I can't do that. I can't do that. I'm
Yeah.
procrastinating. Like it really
Oh,
did help
dude.
me.
That's good. That's a real thing. I mean, I mean, procrastination is the word for it, but I feel like that's a very specific human emotion that, at least in the English language, we don't really have a great name for it, you know, like
Yeah.
that, like, like side swiping all of your creative inhibitions to do this other thing. It's like, oh, actually, I should have been doing this or doing that. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. No,
yeah,
he just broke it down. He's like everything, even jerking off is like that. And I'm like, damn, you're right.
yeah.
Like,
Hit home. Yeah,
yeah.
I feel it.
Yo, because you just, I don't know, as an artist too, you're like, oh, I got to do this, that, and the third, and then I could get into my flow, whether it's like, oh, I got to smoke, drink coffee, and jerk off or some shit, and then I could go into my creative flow, and you get used to that,
Yeah,
and it's like, bro, that's just an excuse in your head too to procrastinate for as long as you can, It's like,
it's true.
we're all here just like, all right, just don't jerk off today, all right?
It's
So-
true. It's true.
oh,
There's
shit, man.
so many like procrastination triggers like that. Social
Yeah.
media, fucking other art projects can be like that, or just like so many things, so many fucking things.
I
It's
think
a
it was called the
very
resistance. That's what he think he called the resistance in your head. And I'm like, oh,
yeah,
okay, that makes sense,
yeah,
And that's
like
really what it is. If you put
cognitive
it that way,
resistance.
it becomes like an enemy. The
Yeah.
resistance. I'm like, oh, I don't want to jerk off. That's resistance, Oh shit! But I see a fucking a Mario
Oh, plant like
yeah,
a
yeah, the plant,
controller.
yeah, the plant on
Yeah.
you. So is gaming something that's been big in your life too, or
Yeah, really, like I said, like that's what got me into electronic music was like chiptune 8-bit six like video game
Ooh.
soundtracks. I was really and still really am super inspired by it. And I always found myself like sprinkling in like 16-bit sound square waves and triangle waves into shit because that's kind of like the roots of my electronic music for
Yeah, hell
sure.
yeah. No, this shit still sounds dope too, man. You get a nice chiptune like synth. You're like, ooh, it sounds
Oh my
clean,
god.
dude.
Oh my god, yeah.
Maybe
Dude,
it's
the
because we're
soundtrack
nostalgic.
soundtrack for Shovel Knight is a masterpiece.
I'm
Yeah,
not sure about
dude.
that one. Is that an old game?
It's no, it came out I feel like a couple years ago, but the soundtrack is sick. It's a masterpiece.
Shovel Knight. Okay, all right. So you like gonna get back to those roots anytime soon? I mean, I know you still say you sprinkle them back, but you want to like make any video game music, anything like that, like video
I'm
music for a film?
definitely gonna make a chiptune video soon where everything's like I might even try and make myself like 8-bit where everything's like you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Just like
yeah.
just the yeah. I definitely have that plan, and I've been wanting to do that for a hot minute.
All right, yeah. Well, I'm down. I'll be here for it. You never know. There's some like Snapchat filters too these days that are definitely that
Dude,
will,
I know it's
yeah.
crazy.
You could be your own
Snapchat
chip
is
tune.
so like it's so pro now. It's like people are like it's like off like real effects, dude. It's like
Yeah,
real shit.
it's crazy, man. It's they're on some real shit too. That's what I usually use too. We could turn ourselves into like pretty much anything. Got lasers shooting out the eyes. We got fucking
Yeah,
flames and stuff.
I know.
But
Sometimes it's like that. I just want to like screen capture like effects from shit because it's like, damn, that effect is tight. It's so true. It's so true.
yo, they
Weird.
actually have something for the computer though. It's called Snap Camera. So if you like, it'll put filters. Like, hold on, I could just put one on right now.
Oh, and then you can just like record that.
Yeah, like look, I got
Damn.
crying eyes and
Oh
shit like that.
shit.
Yeah, all this random stuff. It's called Snap Camera.
Okay. I'm gonna literally write that down because I'll forget.
Yes, sir. It's literally Snapchat for the computer, you know.
Does it
So
like run inside of software, or is it like it's just its own? You run your footage through it, or you like record it live?
yeah, my instead of having in OBS, I have my camera is set to Snap Camera. So then in Snap Camera,
Oh,
my camera is the actual camera. So it's
that's
just
sick.
routed a whole one more extra route, but it's pretty much it. It's that
That's
easy.
tight. I need to get that.
Yeah, no, for real. Yeah, I think
Everything, yeah,
you'd make
dude.
use out of
Everything I
it.
use now is free too. I just use this software called DaVinci Resolve. It's completely free, and it's like got a ton of sick effects.
Okay, that's what you use for your editing your videos and stuff. Oh shit. Okay.
Mhm.
All right.
Yeah.
You mentioned After Effects too. You use that at all or no?
I think what I meant was just after effect, like
Oh, okay.
post effects.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I don't.
Yeah.
I'm familiar with After Effects, but I don't use it too much.
That's all I use. So anytime I even hear the words After Effects in lined up, I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
what?
You're like, huh?
Oh shit, man! But we do have, yeah, we got a couple fucking submissions. If you want to get into these, maybe a little bit of
Yeah.
feedback. All right, I'm down. I'm
Yeah.
down. Let's go take a trip over the studio. Let's get the man in his natural habitat right here, in front of a
Hi.
microphone.
Where am I at? I, I, I need you. I need you. Need to hold you. All right. Okay. All right.
Oh shit! All
Rob.
right. Well, we got Mr. Josh Teed up first.
Oh,
Um,
nice. Hell yeah.
yeah, let's. You familiar with Josh Teed?
Yeah.
Oh, nice, dude. Yeah, we just got hip to his music not too long ago, and he's been coming through with the heat. So I'm hyped to see what
Yeah.
he's got.
He's killing it.
Yes, sir, Mr. Violin himself.
Yeah.
So let's see. Let's get a listen. bring us to the hot box. I'll show up one. Fuck with it. Very ethereal, very spatial.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
absolutely.
Yeah, honestly, and not like what I was. I don't think I heard a violin in there too, man. So that was like really dope. Not what I was expecting to hear. Like totally.
Yeah.
There was like ambient parts in there, and then it turned into super cinematic. You know, like the parts that I thought.
Definitely cinematic.
Yeah.
Definitely cinematic.
Nah, for real, man.
Lots of sound design like paired up with raw like those raw like flute sounds that just kind of fluttered in and out. Those were really nice.
Yeah. Oh, maybe that's what he was playing. Honestly, maybe that's he sprinkled it. Okay.
Maybe that could be.
Yeah. No, that was impressive as fuck. Honestly, I love that. Could be, you know, one of those ones off the EP or an album that's just like, oh shit, man, that's the dreamy one, but it's still got it's like a journey in itself. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
I don't know. It could be the lead. It could be a single. You know what I mean? Or it could be the one that you know is the sleeper on the album that just gets like.
Oh no, I know.
It just gets. Oh, sorry.
Just no, you're fine. The duality of the whole track was really nice. It was like very kind of put me into like a definitely cinematic. It had a very like I want to say like a sort of like Asian like feel. I felt like I was like on a mountaintop.
Yeah.
Like there was like a dense fog, and that I definitely had like my destiny, my vision. I could see my vision, the vision of my destiny in front of me.
Damn, no, that's hey, if you're envisioning something while listening to tunes, I think the job is done, you know? I think
Yeah.
that's perfect. Like that's probably what they were going for too. Is like some crazy like landscape view or some shit.
Yeah.
Because it
That
was
definitely that's the vibe. That was the vibe I got too.
yeah. It wasn't trying to be like too hard in your face. Like oh this is gonna be
No.
the club banger. This was like this was
Yeah.
nice. Sound design was fucking amazing and like not. You're almost like, what the fuck is he doing there, too? Because, you know, it's
Yeah.
not like a fucking sound sign or a saw wave or anything pretty distinguishable. It's very nice. It's you layered everything perfect.
Yeah, it sounded great. Sonically, it had a lot of space, and everything had its own pocket, had a lot of room to breathe.
Yeah.
Everything had its own space, which is always really pleasant.
Yeah, and even just looking at the mix down and stuff, it looks really nice. Everything looks and sounded like he said too, just like it was a part of a bigger puzzle, and they all fit really nicely too. So, man, in terms of feedback, I wouldn't really change much about that. The length was a little bit the outro, but that also fits with, you know, where it falls in the grand scheme of things. If it's a single, if it's an album, if it's like this, that, and the third. And, you know, me just saying, oh, the ending might be a little long, or even just the break right there was like in between the two. I just don't think that's the right thing to say, you know, in this situation.
Yeah. How long is it? How long is that
It was
track?
almost 5.5 minutes.
Damn, hell yeah. To me, it didn't feel that long.
Exactly.
I mean, it didn't feel, and that's a good thing. To make a 5.5 minute track and not have it feel like a 5.5 minute track, that means it definitely had something unique, something captivating.
Yeah. No, man, it definitely kept me like, oh, I like this. This is interesting. I'm down with it. It didn't sound generic at all. So, 5 minute long tune like this, I'm down with. So,
Yeah,
you know, good shit, Josh T. Good fucking shit, man.
great job.
Yeah, it definitely didn't feel like 5.5 minutes. So, props. Now we got okay, a little Space Wizard thick boy bootleg over here.
Whoa,
Definitely a thick boy. Look at it. Thick.
whoa, yeah, that's a brick. That's a brick boy.
Brick boy.
It's gonna be a trap banger. No, I don't know. It might be. It looks like it might be. If I had to guess from that waveform, it's gonna be a trap banger.
A trap
I don't know
banger.
though. It might not be at all.
Let's
But
see.
from that waveform, I'm my guess.
Okay, we're playing Guess the Banger right now with
Yeah,
not
Guess the-
analog.
Guess the style. Guess the style of the track off the waveform.
Oh shit, man. Yeah, Josh, if you didn't, okay, I see you linked your SoundCloud. Thick Boy, get ready to link yours. Thank you for the submissions. Let's hear what Thick Boy got for us. Chef's kisses. man.
sick.
So there was
Very
like
sick.
definitely a trap buildup kind of there. So I thought you had the nail on the head. I was like, oh shit, he called it, but it switched up quick. It
I
did
blew
switch
it.
up.
I was so wrong. So wrong.
Oh man,
First to admit.
it's okay.
It was
It's all
great.
right.
It gave me that minimal minimal 2010 2011 dubstep vibe. Like I feel like it was definitely inspired by that
Yeah,
era of minimal dubstep.
minimal. Yeah, I like that. Thick Boy definitely does that well. He's got the nice like. Sometimes it's like deep and darker. Other times it's it's like the high endy kind of stuff too. But yeah, I like that one. That was definitely a nice like kind of almost in between where it was like they had most of the low end and a
Hmm.
little bit of the high end taken up. It was like
Hmm.
just barely touching on that high end, and I liked it.
Hmm.
Maybe a little vocal, maybe a little like vocal chops. You had something towards the end saying something. I'm not exactly sure what it was saying, but maybe
Hmm.
maybe a little bit more use of that in the drop. Maybe particularly the second drop, just so it's like switched up a little bit more. But yeah, I liked it, man. I thought the bass and everything else was there, the drums, but the mastering is obviously there and the mixing. But yeah, I think maybe
Hmm.
just a little bit of variation in terms of like a vocal chop or using
Yeah, or
what you
some
already
like
had.
fills,
Yeah,
some some
cymbals.
like little like percussive or melodic fills in there, just like just sprinkled in a little. There were a few. There were a few.
There
I dug
were,
the ones that were in there.
there were.
Hmm.
So yeah,
Maybe a little more stare like here, this is coming from a guy who doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. So with a grain of salt, a little more. I guess like I mean I don't even want to say that because there's I mean I feel like you had a strong you had a strong idea and you stuck with it and I do like that. So yeah, I'm not even gonna say what I was gonna say. Fuck what I was gonna say.
hey,
A
I mean,
banger.
it's I think we need to know sometimes too, just based off of anybody's ears. It doesn't even need
Hmm.
to be trained in knowing how to produce. Is sometimes good to have um somebody's ears on, even if it's just like, oh, maybe a little bit too long or a little bit too short. Sometimes that's literally all I could say. Um,
Yeah, I
but
feel that.
but yeah, that's literally me having to find something to like come up with sometimes too, man. So
Yeah. Yeah, because everybody wants that constructive criticism, and sometimes it's hard because it's like there isn't a lot you would change, like you said, and sometimes it's hard to pull something out of there. But um, maybe you went on this one, like maybe consider playing with the stereo field a little more. I mean, I
ooh,
noticed some like stereo separated elements in there, but maybe bring it in, maybe like pulling the stereo field out on certain elements and bringing it back
ooh,
could be your fills or could
yeah.
be the variation we were talking about.
Ooh. No,
I don't know.
that's perfect, man. You could just literally work with what you have instead of adding more or trying to just,
Hmm.
muddy up what you got. Like, that's a pretty good
Hmm.
idea too. Just maybe play around with some of the spatial elements of that bass or even the drums too, man. Just really fuck
Yeah,
around with them. But,
I think
yeah.
that would be the little cherry on the sundae.
Yeah. No, the idea is fucking there. I think the only thing maybe is a little bit more variation in the second drop. The first drop I
Hmm.
think is perfect too, man. And you'll at least have people playing out the first drop too. But if you want to
Hmm.
maybe switch it up, maybe even like just halftime the drums or something like that. But this is all just very like having to find something to say
Yeah,
something about. So
yeah.
yeah, bro. Thank you again,
That's
Thick Boy, with the
thick
bootleg.
boy,
Thick
thick
Boy,
boy,
Brick Boy.
brick boy, thick boy.
Oh man. Last week he actually made a compilation of a bunch of people saying his name sitting exactly where you have, so I'm sure you'll end up on one too. Especially with that. That was a very clear
Oh,
thick
oh.
boy.
All
He even
right.
gave
I
some
look
hand
forward.
gestures. Thick boy.
Ah.
Oh shit, man. All right, so we got Tizzy up next. I think this is the first time Tizzy's dropped one in here. Addicted to the game. I
Oh
feel you.
shit.
I feel
Oh,
you,
dude.
Tizzy.
That's where it's at.
Let's see.
Are we doing waveform roulette? What do you think? I don't
Um,
know. It's so hard to. It's so hard. I don't even want to just look like a fool.
What do you think? Chip tune? You think this one's a chip tune?
I hope so. I hope so. I really hope so.
All right, fuck it. We'll go for chip tune then. Let's see.
All right, chiptune vibes.
Tizzy, let's hope you come through. Let's go, please.
Yep. Yep.
Hard to tell.
Yep. Yep. To the game. To the game. Yep. I'm addicted to. Yep. To the game. Yep. I'm addicted to the game. Yep. To the game. Yep. I'm addicted to the game. Yep. To the game. Yep. I'm addicted to the game. Yep. To the game. I'm addicted to the I'm addicted to the game. To the game. I'm addicted to the game. To the game. I'm addicted. I'm addicted. I'm addicted. I'm addicted. I'm addicted. Yep. To the game. Yep. To the game. Yep. The game. Yep. I'm addicted to. Yep. I'm addicted to the game. Yep. I'm addicted to
Dude.
Kind of chiptune-y. Had some chiptune-y elements. Not 100% though.
It was in there. I heard that was a journey. That had so many flavors. That had a lot of flavors.
Yeah.
That had a lot of flavors going on.
It was like Baskin Robbins with the 32 flavors.
Baskin Robbins tracks. It had a lot. That was an adventure. That was an adventure.
Yeah. That one was a 5-minute long tune too.
Okay. That one felt longer. I think because it felt like several tracks put together. But it still held, there was still glue in there. And there was definitely glue holding all the pieces together, you know what I mean? And I kind of like tracks like that don't necessarily, aren't just like one particular vibe that goes the entire time. It kind of like hits you, it spans, it takes you on a journey. It's a bit of a journey. It's like a little mini set encapsulated into 5 minutes.
Wow, very true, man. No, 100%. Yeah, that's literally what that tune was. It had the elements of the same thing sprinkled throughout. I think the vocal, maybe the Addicted to the Game, maybe you could find different ways to sprinkle that in throughout the tune, and that would help, guide the journey. Like if that evolved just like the bass did, just like a couple of the other things did, because it just kind of, I don't know, the sample I feel like shows a level of production, or like it shows your level of production in a manner that doesn't do the rest of the song justice too. Like the rest of the song is like, it sounds a little bit more fine-tuned than the way you sprinkled in the vocal, if that makes sense, like if it was maybe like you said for the last one, spaced out a little bit more, or had some more effects on it, or switched up a little bit, I think
I feel that.
Yeah, I think I would like the rest of the tune. I like the ideas, man. I liked the bass that you added in there, the wobbles. I thought the song production was really good, but maybe the sample kind of threw it off a little bit, maybe for me. And it just might be because it literally starts off with it and then it ends off with it too. It's like it's going for 5 minutes. So, and it's the only part of the song that's going for 5 minutes. And
that's the glue.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes if I look back at my old songs, though, if I realize that I'm like, oh, I should have taken this element out a little bit before, sprinkled it in differently, and it's like,
I feel that.
Yeah, it might show your production, where you're at in your production journey. Just in terms of like my old songs used to be 5 minutes long of like the same thing over and over again. So I would say he's in a lot better standing than me. But if I could tell myself something a couple years ago, it might be like, if you're going to use the same sample, maybe find different ways to use it. Just even if that's throw a reverb on it or whatever,
Yeah, throw a flange or a reverb or something.
And for me, that it used to be my bass, my drops would be the exact same thing. My first drop and second drop would be the exact same thing. And then even the intro would be like, there'd be the same element going throughout the whole song. You didn't do that, which is dope as fuck. But the one element that did was that vocal, maybe. So, hey, that's just if it's a grain of salt, that's all I got to say with that one. I mean, take it with a grain of salt, because that's just my opinion with it, and something I've noticed in my past productions. But yeah, do you want to say anything? Anything else with that?
I agree with that. I think variation on definitely some variation on just the vocal samples. I would really try and like hone in on, just like different ways to sprinkle it in there. And I love the choppiness of the intro, how it was like really minimal with the chops like that. If there was some way at some point in there, maybe you could pull things back to that point.
Ooh.
And like bring that back maybe just for a little micro section of it, because it was really like robotic wonkiness, you know what I mean? And I really was digging that flavor.
Yeah. Yo, that's a good little tidbit too, because I'm over here being like, oh yeah, some of the things are sprinkled the same way, and you're like, nah, actually it's good. Some familiarity, I don't know, some sense of that, is good to have, especially with something that you kind of relate to in the beginning of the track, like some sort of twinkle. I'm always usually telling people like, oh, throw that in the hard part. They got some twinkly intro. I'm like, yo, break that up in the hard part, break the hard part up with some real twinkly shit, and then come back and the hard part will sound even harder too, So maybe the minimalistic shit, you go back and
Yeah.
the hard stuff will sound even harder.
Truth.
But yeah, man, Tizzy, thank you for the sub. I think this is your first submission now. Correct me if
Thank
I'm
you,
wrong,
Tizzy.
boss.
Tizzy. About to have a tizzy. I'm about to have me a tizzy.
You serious about his tizzies?
Ooh, my tizzy. I got a tizzy like a dizzy. Back the fuck up. No, I'm just kidding. That was a killer track.
Oh shit, man. Maybe the next freestyle. Maybe the next video. Wait, what's a tizzy?
A tizzy is like when you're like, don't get wrapped up in a tizzy when you're like being way too extra for the situation. And you're like,
Oh.
you know what I mean? Like you have a tizzy. That's a tizzy.
Shit, man. See, I'm learning something new too. I'm giving out all this production advice now. I needed
That
some
might be
back.
I think it might like a lot of my family's from Alabama, and they have words that like the rest of the world. It could be an Alabama thing.
It
I don't
does
know.
sound like it'd be there. Yeah, that's it's a
I think
tizzy. That's a tizzy,
It
huh?
might be. Yeah, it could be.
Oh shit, man.
I'm fitting to have me one.
Oh man, we'll try to avoid tizzies, I guess. But let's see if this next one's a tizzy. Flopper, what you got for us? It's called Gypsy.
Flopper?
Let's see if it's a tizzy. Yeah, Mr. Flopper, Dr. G Flopper over here.
G flop.
He's definitely a man that throws a lot of tizzies. He's
What's
a
that
tiz-
waveform look like?
What do you think?
Zoom in on that. It looks brickish, but still dynamic.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's still got dynamics.
Still got that.
Yeah.
And it's 2 minutes long too, so he's gonna be quick
2
into the
minutes
punch.
long. Yeah, I feel like it's it's hard to say. Maybe it's definitely going to be like one of those build-ups with like a big boy drop, like big thing, and then it's going to rock that. I feel like it's going to rock that. There's a little break right in this little cut. I know you can't see where, yeah, like right there. That's the little break right there. But I don't know. I'm just fucking. It could not be that at all. It might be an ambient space journey. I have no fucking clue. It's just me guessing.
Yeah.
Dude, G Flop knows. He knows, and he's
G-Flop
just sitting there.
knows.
He's probably laughing at us, like, man.
Yo, that's what he does, bro. He just sits back and laughs at us. I swear, this guy. So we're gonna have to see who gets the last laugh here. Probably him, though.
Yeah,
Let's see what he's got, Mr. Gypsy with the tizzy. Chiptune?
Oh!
There he goes. So is that the chiptune you're kind of talking about, or what kind of stuff were you making?
No, he hit us with it. He hit us with some chiptune. Definitely had the freaking arpeggiating melodies, like square waves and shit. That was great.
Yeah.
That was a journey. I felt like I was a secret agent, and I was like on a very like important mission, and shit hit the fan,
Yeah.
dude.
No,
Sounded
for
good.
real. That was some of the better chiptune I think I've heard too, man. I don't listen to a lot of it, so forgive me if that's speaking out of turn here, but
It needed I think it needed what it needed was a little bit more of an outro. Just a little bit of like maybe rock that melody into the outro just a little bit, and just like, you know what I'd do on that if it were me, which is not me, so fuck what I'm saying. But anyway, what I would do on that is I'd do a classic studio fade. Just have that melody like,
damn.
but it was great. Great tune.
No, I definitely did that. That's some pretty good advice too. Is that something that you do in an arpeggiator, or would you do that manually with the midis?
I don't even know. You know, you could do it either way.
Okay.
You can do it either way. It was a vibe.
Yeah, no, for real. I definitely thought it was pretty dope too. It says from a day ago, so it's relatively
Nice.
new, I think. And
It was a softie.
yeah, honestly, it looked like it had me in the first half because I thought it was going to be the same thing throughout most of it, but it switched up a fair amount, honestly, especially even towards that end. It like,
Yeah, it does it hit that
like double time or something. I don't know
yeah,
what it did.
Yeah, where the drums started like double timing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Was there anything you'd else maybe you'd add besides the outro, or I wouldn't even know where to. Maybe I don't know. I kind of liked it, especially for a work in progress. I need to hear maybe a more fleshed out idea to give more appropriate feedback. But as of now, I'm liking where it's going. So if you have
Same.
anything
That was
else.
just a whip too. Yeah. So I feel like it's headed in the right direction for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
The vibe is strong on that one.
Yeah, you got the chiptune vibe strong, brother. The chiptune vibe strong. Oh shit! And now we got to talk about another brick over here. Look at this shit.
What do we got?
Smokestacks and just a big old thick boy.
I love Smokestacks.
Yeah,
He's my
for
boy.
Yes, sir. He's always killing it too. Whether it's research chemicals or smokestacks, he's always throwing down some heat.
He is. He's dedicated, and he's like genuine about his love for the music and for the scene and shit.
Oh yeah.
He's like one of those dudes who like his name's mentioned, and you're like, what a fucking G.
Yeah. You know what I'm loving about him too? His the new ones. I seen like a picture of the nature. He's doing the live looping with what is that? The 404 rolling 404s or something.
Yeah.
He's out there in
Those are
nature.
nice.
I'm like, yeah, he's gonna. Those are gonna go over well too. You know, you could just tell when something's just like aesthetically and, it just hits all ends of the spectrum. You know, I don't think there's gonna be somebody who's like, oh, I don't like this. It's just nice, chill.
Yeah, it's great.
And then you got this side of things, which I'm assuming is gonna be a brick. Do you want to play the
wave
waveform?
roulette?
Yeah.
It definitely, it looks like it's got a decent intro and then some bigger elements right before the drop. And then I feel like it's going to be like I don't want to use the word glitch hop, but more of like I feel like it's going to have a more like heavy glitch hop vibe. And then but I don't know. I could be completely wrong.
Hop. Oh shit. Okay, that's definitely left field. What I was thinking. I was just
What were
thinking
you
some
thinking,
like
like,
dub, some hip hop,
banger?
140, 70 kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So I mean,
I don't know.
Should we check it out? Should we see?
Yeah. See what it
Alright.
is.
I swear, if it's some stuff like glitch hop, I'm gonna go crazy.
It's gonna be chiptune again.
Chiptune. Oh man, he's got some R&B, some smooth jazz. Jacuzzi, where we going?
Aren't we gonna play?
coming out on the next EP. All right, well, let us know when that is, Smokestacks. Yo, honestly, you always kill it, bro.
Damn.
Yeah, that was there's nothing. I don't know if there's anything to be said about that. I definitely don't got anything.
No. Yeah, no. That was so good.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah,
Dude,
a journey
it was-
for sure.
Yeah, that was a journey, and that's like when we were talking about like switching up the drops and everything like that. Like the second, like the break happened, and then it hit you with the next part, and it was like, woo, woo. It was like took all the flavor from the first stew and sprinkled it over here and mixed it up, stirred it up ever so nicely, and like, oof.
Yo,
Yeah.
for real. Yeah,
And I had that like lo-fi hip hop feel, but also was a banger.
Yeah.
Lo-fi banger. Lo-fi hi-fi banger.
Ooh. And I loved even in the first part right here, like it started off at such like a like you said, the lo-fi part, you know, and then I'm glad we went to the jacuzzi, but then it fucking led us into a whole nother like I don't know if it's like hard because it was dreamy still, you know, but it was hard. It was like that kick and shit was just hitting. That the kick and the snare, it was like it really shined through. And man, I can't stress it enough. Like literally, your last 5, 6, 7 songs that you dropped in here are like the perfect blend of the Research Chemicals and Smokestacks. Like like the level of sampling in this is fucking insane, you know. And the vinyl rips that you did or whatever you did to sample in this were the icing on the cake, man. And your sound design level that you've been like using for the Smokestacks project for years now, it's like shows too, you know, in a whole different way. It's not like in your face, oh well, look at me, I'm the best sound designer. It really you just sprinkle it over tastefully, dude. And it's whatever genre you're doing, man. So it's really dope to see this like blend of both your projects, dude. Like seriously, it's crazy. Even in one song, like there's 3 different fucking styles in here. So 3, and that's the only what I can count. There's like the house, the dub, the lo-fi. You got this whatever's going on over here.
Yeah, very seasoned. You're very seasoned.
Yeah, man, I'm liking where this is going. Really, every one of these tunes. So the EP, I'm looking forward to hear. Yeah, I don't mean to just sit here deep throating you or anything, but it's dope, man. Appreciate the submissions all the time, man.
Yeah, dude, it was excellent, superb quality.
Imposter's an imposter though. He's sus. I don't know. We might have to vote him out in Among Us. Have you played it yet? Have you played Among Us?
Say what? Among Us?
Yeah.
The game?
Yeah.
The game Among Us?
Yeah.
I haven't played through it all, but I have played it before, yeah.
Oh, okay.
I know it's one of those you gotta like get you get engrossed in, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Definitely. It's you play with a couple people, you're just like, all right, it's you get deceitful, you lie, it's I don't know. It'll break up friendships for sure.
I like I put it on my phone and like ran around the space station and figured out what I was doing, but I haven't started that. I haven't started the whole process of ruining friendships yet.
Once you get the full party, oh man, it's bad. Kill your girlfriend and shit, it'll be bad.
Oh my god.
But it's fun. Oh shit, man. Yeah, so it's funny, that guy's name is Impasta, but Impasta, yeah.
Impasta.
I'd like to see what he, hit the rest of his tunes, and maybe if I could pick out what he brought to the table too. But it really did sound like a lot of different styles of Smokestacks too, which is impressive. Like I wouldn't have put that past Smokestacks to be just a solo tune of his, So which is also it's got to say something about the collab. The blending of styles definitely went really well.
Absolutely. I feel like he's got a lot of influences and a lot of ninja techniques that he's been honing in on for years.
Yeah,
it's definitely a seasoned sonic guru.
Yo, for real, man. It's been nice to like watch the skill set just keep getting fine tuned now too.
He's dialed into the deep cuts too. I've seen, I've talked to him about it. He goes on deep dives on SoundCloud and looks for people who are staying experimental, and I feel like he feeds off that experimentation of like going on deep dives looking for like music that's out there and maybe not, maybe flying under the radar, because he shot me a lot of shit where I'm like, whoa, this is dope, and it'll be like, it's something I've never heard of. So I know he's putting in that work to get the inspiration work, the work to become inspired. I know he's like definitely hit that vein heavy.
Wow. No, that's important too, man. That's like a whole skill set. I think DJs,
it is.
Producers, I think look past too as well. I think some really good producers, their live sets kind of lack because they're so. I don't even follow anybody on SoundCloud. It's like it's just inward, like, which is dope. But
no, that has its own appeal and stuff too. But for me specifically too, it's hard to just marinate my own sauce for too long. You gotta branch out and look and find new and creative, innovative stuff.
Yeah. Well, it's crazy because you just seem like you have a tree of different branches just within you, just being like, oh, I'm zombies of funk. I'm fucking what was your 8-bit one?
Cave Slug.
Cave Slug. Yeah. Like, you just got a bunch of shit like in you. It seems like you just all you would have to do is look inward, but maybe that does come from how much you look outward. Then who knows?
No, for sure. That's how it is.
Yeah,
that's how it is.
Has it always been like that? Like your parents inspired some music tastes or anything like that? Were you brought up on music, or was that something you sought out individually, like by yourself? Just weird niches of individual
like
music?
my parents fuck with music, but I had certain family members that like hit me to some like stuff I'd never heard before, but definitely hit more of a passion for finding the more obscure stuff like a little later, like 16, 17, like I feel like most people do, most people like they listened to, at least in our generation, like, or in my generation, like things like Spotify and shit didn't exist. So it was like I literally would pill through my stepdad's like CD collection and be like, oh, Dr. Dre, like, what's this? You know what I mean? Like shit like that for real. And then, as time moves on, at least for me in my pocket of time, internet developed, and it was easier to get online and be like, and find some really weird shit you've never heard before. Yeah. But it used to be harder. It used to be harder to find, niche things. I remember it was when I was a kid,
Yeah. No, for real, man.
Those outlets weren't out there. Yeah.
No, they definitely weren't. I had a friend that was just like the one that I credit to making all these videos with back in the day, that he was just so into like the random stuff. Like he would show me all the random stuff, and like now I take pride in knowing it and all, and like, but he was just so deep into just like the alt culture, like it was amazing that he was my outlet for that. So thankfully I had something like that. But a lot of I feel like people just, they don't even take it upon themselves. It's just what's spoon fed, and now it's kind of cool to be like what's into like what's underground. But I don't know, man. He I don't know what he was doing to find this shit at like 12, 13 years old, but he was real. He like just the weirdest games, and he was always like, I don't know, man, the weird music, like
going searching for it, pilling for it, like looking high and low for it. Yeah,
dedicated.
Those people were important. Yeah, those people, I mean, are still important, but like
the E-Bombs World Forum users and stuff, like, dude, crazy.
Oh yeah. Bless to those people.
Yeah, man. No, is that something you take pride in? Like, you like maybe looking into all like weird inspirations or stuff like that, or is that just something you've naturally gravitated to without even kind of like making it a thing? Just like maybe.
I like to when I find stuff that really resonates me, share it, because I feel like that's important, sharing. And that's why I really, even though I've never been so much of a DJ, I really respect DJs, because they can cultivate an experience where they show you all this new shit you would have not heard or like experienced before. They put in the time to like sift and find stuff that's really potent. So I really respect that. Even though I've never been in that like pocket or world, like I respect the people who are doing the sifting like that, musically and stuff. But personally, I share what I find. I share what I find, but I don't like necessarily take like pride in it. But I do try to find the off the beaten path things, you know, which
Yeah.
now is easier because the internet and shit, and there's a lot more outlets and a lot, and also the technology in which we create is becoming so much more intuitive than it's ever been. It makes it a lot easier for people to be like, I made this thing, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, for real, and it to be accepted by people, not just the mainstream or the gatekeepers, you know, because I think that was a
Yeah.
problem at the end of the day. You know, it was like all these just
Mhm.
gatekeepers, and it's like 3 or 4 people who were so out of touch with what people might want or might be interested that they're not willing to take the chance on, you know,
Mhm.
using their platform to spread this weirdness. But dude,
Yeah,
people are weird. I think just inherently weird, you know? The more we
I
pretend we're
know.
not weird, the more weird we get too, I think. That's the thing. Or we take
Yeah.
pride in the weirdness. At least I do too, you know? It's like
Hmm.
the more something becomes kind of, not like taboo or anything, but
No, I
the
know what you mean. The more you're like, it's okay, because like the weirder you can become, the more it like shows to other people like it's okay. It's
yeah.
okay to it's okay to be yourself. To be
Yeah.
to just be yourself.
Yo, no, that's why I think your like squad is like really refreshing to the bass community too, because you know everyone's fighting for the same bookings and this, that, and the third, and that's only gonna make people think that there's a limited way of achieving what's already been done, you know, and I think that
Mhm.
limits creativity and shit like that too. But when you have people who are really fresh in the scene and just doing things outside the box, it's like and also getting success too. Like you know, you know I'm sure your guys' ceiling is way higher. You want to take it to the next level, but you know, just you guys gaining notoriety and people and noticing that fans are like, yo, those Trifinity or like, you know, Yeti or Mount Analog or whatever. It's like it's refreshing for other artists who are trying to pave their own way too, you know. So it's nice. It's nice, bro. It's I guess it comes around too, you know. You're trying to spread it and you're spreading it with just your art as well too, you know, not even just like what you find, just you being yourself.
Shucks. Thank you.
Yeah, I don't know why. I don't know where I was going with that. If there was a question leading
No,
to it, or how we could how
no,
we were
no.
segueing out, but I don't know how.
No,
Just
I
figured I'd let you
appreciate
know.
that a lot. For me, it's like I've accomplished most of the things I wanted to musically, and these are just all just bonus rounds. And so it's like the bonus rounds just keep coming. And like I feel like the more you can inspire, and like that's the thing with art is like it's it art is one of the most important things. It inspires the people who make the big decisions, who change the laws, who like build the infrastructure of society are impacted by art. So if you can help cultivate a culture where art is more humanizing and more personally relatable, you can really make big changes and big waves. Like we have to be authentic artists. We have to really be authentic artists with ourselves and with the communities we're involved with, so that we can make those big changes that need to happen.
Yeah, no, for real, man. And you know, you could blame it on external sources all you want, and I think that's what some of us do, you know, or maybe this is just me speaking from like, you know, my own personal experience, but you blame it on, oh, it's because I don't do this or I don't keep up with social media as much as the next guy, or don't rub elbows, and then you just see people like, you know, like a G Jones too, who's also like really, he seems like he stands for what he believes in, and he's like, he makes music that he believes in too, and it just happened to cross paths with what was popular, you know. And I think it's,
Mm-hmm.
you could say it's luck all you want to, but it's also I think just a dedication to the game, you know, and like a dedication to loving it
Yeah,
and just keep doing
for
yourself at the end of
sure.
the day.
Yeah, it is. That level of dedication is super important too. Like putting in that work.
Yeah.
G Jones is a prime example of that because you know he's been putting in work for so long and like dedication,
Yeah.
dedicated.
And not like, you know, he's not just like playing the game. It's not just like over here like, yo, I'm gonna be friends with all the biggest artists and fucking get a picture with my arm around them. It was like, it
Yeah,
seemed like an organic thing, just like EPROM too, where it's like just his sound is what made him him,
yeah.
you know, like.
Well, that kind of stuff when you get lost in that sort of like get the picture with the armor on the person, that stuff is all just fleeting. sort of momentary things. And I feel like like you were saying, the bigger waves are going to be made if you're making really authentic art and you can share that with people. That's the important piece of it.
Yeah, that's gonna last. You know what I mean? I think we're seeing that now. Like 6-7 months down the line, people are already forgetting about certain people because they don't have that outlet of just like connecting with certain people, just like face to face. You know, they're fans or a P2P, a person to person kind of thing. But you know, it's I think it came with the scene too. It's a pretty personal scene as well. It's not like we're the biggest thing under the sun. So
no, yeah,
and
that makes it special
small.
too, because
Yeah.
it makes it a very like close knit family as well. 'Cause
Definitely.
It's all very niche. I don't want to say niche, but it's all very like experimental music, and that's the cool thing about electronic music. That's the thing that drove me there, is the possibilities, you know. And I think other people see that, and other people enjoy the limitless possibilities of digital music.
Yeah. No, for
And
real.
they're like, I want to get in there. I want to be part of this in some kind of way, you know? Whether it's attending shows or making my own music or just like sharing the music and yeah.
Yeah. No, and it's like now it's like not even just digital too. Like you're putting your instruments in there too, and just like, you know, we'll see where that could inspire somebody to, oh, maybe if he's doing his mandolin, I could bring my harmonica in or some shit, you know. So it's like it's just keep opening doors, you know.
Yeah.
So it's pretty dope, man. It's like a whole snowball effect right now, and it's nice to see that this whole thing didn't derail our scene or the bigger scene of music in general. I feel like people are still more thirsty or hungry for it than ever. So it's nice, man. I think we're gonna come back and just hit the ground running again too, and
It will be.
Yeah.
A lot of people have been hitting the like hyperbolic time chamber, like honing in their crafts and like getting like doing the things that they didn't have time for. And now like this year it's been like everyone has had way more time than they've ever had. So that's like, you know, people have like held on to that opportunity and like really I think you're right. I think we're going to see an intense explosion of art in the next wave of art.
Like a renaissance or something, you know.
Yeah, Renaissance. That's a great word. It's going to be like the 2020s Renaissance, double art Renaissance or whatever, you know.
Dude, for real. Nah, it's crazy, man. Some of these tunes that, you know, get submitted in here, like they'll have like 200-300 followers, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, these are going to be the next ones that are headlining these festivals when shit comes back. And I didn't even know these people beforehand, you know, and I thought I had my finger to the pulse. So I'm like, oh shit, dude, this has been good in terms of that. Like me just even getting re-inspired. I'm like, fuck, these motherfuckers are, you know, I gotta stay on my shit, dude. You know?
Oh, dude, I bet this like lights a fire. You know, you're like, damn, because you're like, send me the tracks, and then you hear the tracks, and you're like, damn. I bet, dude.
Like, what masterclass do I gotta attend? Come on.
I know. And it's always like, I have this joke with the homies, but it's always like, it seems like if it's the more exotic the location and the younger the producer, the crazier the music is. It's like a 4-year-old from Egypt just wrote like a banger. You know what I mean? And it's like that. It's like, that's my ghost producer. He's a 6-year-old from Antarctica, and like my music is tight. Like, you know,
dude, soon
not
it's gonna
really
be
though,
that,
but sometimes it is like that.
Yeah.
Sometimes it is like that.
No,
you know?
for real. It is. And I'm like, what do I gotta, if they're learning it, there's no excuse for me not to be able to do that either. So it does like light a fire under my ass. Makes me a little depressed, but then I gotta get on it too. So it's good. It's like a good depressed, you know?
Yeah, no, it is good. It's like a motivator.
Yeah.
I mean, really, that's like in the dictionary, it's like motivation, creatively depressed.
Yeah. I believe it. That's how I feel. That's my motivation. So I'm like, fuck. Oh man. But hey, it's good. It's all, you know, for the greater good of things. So it's
absolutely,
it's been really good, man. Do you wanna get through a couple more of these tunes? And okay, we'll we'll get through them, see what these guys got, some inspiration, some tizzies, man. We got Dendroid up next.
Dendroid
called Soaked.
Waveform's looking good.
Let's go. Wait, you got a genre idea? What do you think? Down tempo? We heard a little bit, so I don't know. Maybe it's cheating.
It has a. We did hear a little bit, but it has this. It has the tail that looks like it's going to be a very spacey section going
True.
on there. So it could
Wow.
be, yeah, it could very much be a down tempo like journey track.
This guy's observant. Look at him. Okay. He's
But
got a rhyme to his reason.
that's just a guess though. Could be chiptune.
Let's see what's good. Damn.
Wow,
Yeah. I
beautiful.
think you were right. Hit the soundscapey thing,
Just
soundscapey
beautiful.
vibes, dude.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, man, that was that was beautiful, to say the least.
Yeah, yeah, made me feel like I was underwater, going through like a really long tunnel, and there was like a light at the end of the tunnel, and there was a lot of um a lot of like bioluminescence around me, a lot of like
Oh,
glowing algae. Felt like I it definitely hit a pocket.
yeah, yo, for
It was really
real,
good.
that was intense, man. That was like, yeah, I guess that's the that's the best way to put it. I don't think I could beat that description of it. Just in in terms of, are you like what's the word when you could see music?
Oh, like synesthesia.
Synesthesia. Yeah, I feel like you're seeing all this music. You see
I
it.
don't, I don't know. I definitely get visions when I hear tracks. It puts me in a headspace for sure. When,
Oh shit.
especially with headphones on. That's why I got headphones because I wanted to get in there.
Wow.
I wanted to get in there for this, and like, yeah, I definitely can definitely paint a picture in my mind. You know, it's like reading a book. You know, it's like you paint the picture in your mind. You let your brain fill in the blanks in it.
Nah,
Yeah.
yo, I think that's a great thing to have too, or it's a great like thing to hear from somebody that listens to your tune. You know, if somebody is like painting this picture in their head, I think that's literally the point of music, isn't it? Or like a feeling, if they get a feeling, you know, and you just describing some of these things in such like vivid detail, it's kind of like it's like a highest form of a compliment too, you know. It's just like, it's like, oh,
People are feeling
felt this. Yeah, no, hey, true.
Yeah, no, I feel that. I think it is. It's like a lot of artists, most artists' intention is to put you into a headspace, some kind of, get you into some kind of like environment inside your own mind and feel some kind of way. And a lot of these tracks have been doing that for me.
Hey,
All of them have been doing it.
yo, that's gas. That's why I had to ask if you're synesthesia or something, or well, I don't even know what to call him, a synesthesiac or
Synesthesia. I am known as a Steven Streminger synesthesiac. It's like
I don't. You can't call me him or her. That's my pronoun. It's synesthesiac. That's it.
or just like doctor or esquire or like, you know what I mean? It's on like the plaque on my desk.
Oh yeah, it's highly coveted, dude. Honestly, I would think so. That's like another sense, wouldn't it be? Isn't that some sort of
Yeah.
like God?
Well,
know?
somebody put it in there. Synesthesia. Yeah, synesthesiaphiliac.
Synesthesiaphiliac. Okay.
Is that what it is?
That sounds like you're turned on by synesthesiacs.
Kind of does in a way. Yeah.
Right? Like you got
Yeah,
a little...
like it's a synesthesia mania. Like you can't stop listening to music because the visions that it creates is like so intense. It's like,
Yo,
damn,
damn.
that's blowing my
You're
mind.
just tripping all the time. Fuck it.
Every time, some people like that. You know, they like really see sounds and stuff. It's like a real thing. You know,
Yeah,
that would be intense
dude.
to be like actually physically see the sounds.
In New York
That
or
would be-
something like that, in like this crazy
God.
loud place. Yeah,
It would just be like chaos, like,
dude.
or it
Yeah.
might be beautiful. I don't know. You know,
Yeah,
I'm not a
maybe. Ooh.
synesthesiac, but
Yeah, maybe we're just over here being like, oh, that'd be terrible, and it's like over here like constant orgasm. Like,
beauty. Yes.
You're walking around New York like,
What's
I'm
wrong with this guy?
coming.
This guy's crazy. No, the sounds. It's a blessing and a curse.
Yeah, it would be. I wouldn't want to come that much. That'd be too much, dude. Too much cum. That'd be ridiculous. Oh shit, bro. Well, yeah, man. I hope any synesthesiac hears that tune, Dendroid, because that would give them that face, those orgasm spasm faces. That was, yep, that face. But yeah, man, that was also another one that I don't have any words of advice for. I don't think. I think it was beautifully
Same.
made. Yeah, it's good the way it is, man. A fucking journey and a half. I would smoke DMT to that song, you know.
Yeah, I feel like it's definitely like psychedelia inspired, maybe, but maybe not. I don't know. But it definitely has that tone, where it's like spirit, has that like spiritual mystical tone.
Yeah.
Very mystical.
I don't know if that was hand drums or something like that, but something like, I don't know, some kind of drum that you had in that second half, that like last part. That was chef's kisses though. But Dendroid, man, oof. Thank you. That was a boss submission.
Yes.
We got Clink Tracks. I think this is the first one from Clink Tracks. So I
Clink
don't know
Tracks?
I don't know what we're getting in for.
Oh wow, yeah, the wave is interesting.
Interesting.
I like that he has like a little in his title. There's like the character like with the smile and the eyeballs.
Oh. True. So kawaii.
Yeah, kawaii.
Kawaii.
And this
over here.
is another whip. This is a whip.
It's a whip. 2 days.
I
Oh, it
see it.
looks like it's been released though, no? Yeah, it's been released.
released
All
now?
right, we'll see.
The
We'll see.
waveform's interesting. It comes on strong and then dips down a bit and then builds way back up. I don't even know what to guess this as.
I'm gonna say lo-fi, just based off of the aesthetic.
Oh yeah, and the kawaii and the artwork. Yeah, okay.
That's what I'm gonna go with. But
I think yeah. Yeah.
If
You're right.
if we didn't see that any of this, I don't even know.
Yeah.
But should
It's
we?
just based on the waveform.
Yeah.
Using those context clues, damn.
Is that cheating? I don't know.
Yeah.
Should we give it a run? Should we see what's good?
Yeah. Drop
All
the
right.
track.
Mr. Clink. Not what I was expecting. Okay. Killing it. Look at that. Solo. Killed it. You just
Wow.
killed the drum solo too, man.
Dude. I was feeling it.
I didn't know you were on this tune, man. I didn't know.
Dude. Yeah, I mean that's my feature tag is the
Oh, with the face.
yeah.
Oh man, or is that you, the whip? Yeah, the face right there. Hold on, where are you?
That tribal buildup, it had me. The tribal buildup
It
got
did.
me.
Yeah.
That track was not what I expected.
No, definitely not, man. That was
I-
fun.
Yeah, it was very fun. It had a very European vibe, like very, very European.
Ooh, very European, like
As I
dancey.
Yeah, it was nice.
It was his voice. He's saying, "Okay, all right, the voice.
Oh, nice.
All right, yeah, man. I like the whole idea of it too, man. Especially right around right here. Everything gets like
Yeah.
super.
That laser beamed in.
Yeah, it's really nice. Everything fits in the waveform. You could even see right there, and there's a lot of things going on too. There's your voice going on. There's the bass. There's like that higher synth. There's those like the perks and stuff like that. So I mean, you did a really good job of mixing that all in well. Maybe you could do the same with that first part too. Maybe just bring it up a little bit. I would say at the very least, just bring it up a couple decibels so that it has some more power to it. Like it doesn't have to be as loud as this part, but maybe just a little bit louder, because it was definitely danceable. So just take that reference and see how big that second part is, and maybe just bump it up a couple. Just bump up everything in here a couple decibels, and I think it's pretty well mixed and mastered already. So, you know, don't fuck with what you got going on in the second half. I think everything fits pretty well there. But just a couple decibels in that first part, and you'd be perfect, man. But I love the idea. I was dancing. You obviously had our man doing the solo over here, so he was killing it. But did you want to say anything about the rest of the tune?
I would maybe just because the vocal chops are very prominent. I would maybe and you did it. I noticed a little bit, and I don't know if it was like an actual side chain or not, or if it was just like volume automations in specific parts, you know. But maybe consider taking that those like choppy vocal elements and maybe side chaining them in just like a few parts to where they are kind of like the prominent piece of the mix, maybe. Because like for some reason when I was vibing, I wanted just a little bit of that where like the vocals just kind of like came in, and it does have that very like kawaii like I want to say like anime, like, I don't know if anime vibe is the right vibe, but it's almost like a poppy thing, and I feel like that could push that pop vibe even more. Just a couple like very distinct vocal chop where it like almost, I don't want to say cuts everything out, but maybe like just slices through the mix, like just those elements here and there, you know what I mean? But
no, that's definitely something that I find myself saying a lot too, is like, yo, maybe just instead of having the drums and the bass and everything, just, you know, let some of those elements just cut right through themselves. Just have, you know, very bare minimum, whether it's just a kick or a snare or the sub, and have that accompany the one other thing that you want to shine through, you know. And then when the bass and the everything else does come back in, it just hits that much harder, and you know, you notice a couple more things a little bit extra. But yeah, no, that's some pretty dope advice, and it's a short tune, man. Especially right where it gets good too, like right where he's telling you. So you could even maybe just like duplicate that, and like right in between there have just the vocal or something, and because that's gonna be the part where everyone plays. You know, I feel like even just in terms of SoundCloud, people's attention span are gonna go right to the big parts of the song.
For sure.
So they're going to listen to this part, and they're definitely going to want more of that. So maybe you could just duplicate that and fucking, you know, fuck around with some of like what he was saying, and just have the vocal be the thing for a bar or two, and then come back in with the drums or something. And, you know, I think you did a good job though too, but that's some sound advice from our man up here too.
Hey, solid track.
Mr. Clink.
Mr. Clink.
Thank you, Kawaii boy over here.
Kawaii Clink.
Yeah, hey, and honestly, just that's just personal too. So if you're liking the tune, hey, release it. Or if it is released, fuck it. Don't do anything else.
Follow your heart. You gotta follow your heart with this sort of thing.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Next up, we got Phosphor over here with the 8-bit ting. He's saying.
Oh, is it really though?
8-bit ting. I think he switched up his track too, so he might have something for specifically you today. And we got 3 more tracks after that, if that's cool with you. We got this Phosphor one and then 3 more. Okay, word, man. Just wanted to make sure, you know, your time. We got to respect your time, and you've been holding it the fuck down, dude. So we appreciate you.
I appreciate you having me on. This has been a blast.
Of course, man. Of course,
man.
Our pleasure. Our pleasure, dude. Okay, dude. Yo, so we got Tendril over here with the 8-bit ting.
Okay.
And yeah, let's see if it's some chiptune. Mr. Tendril. Phosphor Visuals over here. Going in. Straight chiptune over here.
Straight
Like-
chiptune vibes.
Like
Even
everything
percussion.
about that, I think. You know, even the kicks, the snares, everything.
Yeah. Straight chiptune vibes. Had that like dystopian future, fucking like the nuke went off and now we live we're living in the rubble like mutant gangs on our tail. We gotta escape. Robot humanoid overlords, laser beams and shit.
To him. Yo, see this man, he's definitely a synesthesiac, a synesthesiophiliac. This man, he's describing, honestly, that was a good description of it. Someone was saying they should be playing like a shooter or some scroll-based shooter. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I definitely agree with that, you know, like it belonged in a video game too, man.
Yeah, it definitely had the video game soundtrack feel.
Yeah.
I love the squirrely melody sound. I don't know what to call it, but where it was like almost broken a little bit.
Yeah.
Like with like it was like bit crushed, but then like I don't know, it had a cool tone.
Yeah, and it was like kind of arpeggiated like so much
Yeah.
so quickly. It was like
Yeah, like yeah. That was the one.
Shit, yeah. No, that was dope, man. You know, I think it's nature of the chiptune kind of songs to have that. What is that? A 404 kind of
Yeah,
or
like
303 kind of 80 like the kick drum. To be honest, I don't know, man. I've never like found a good way to use that, you know, like
tough.
it is really tough. So I don't know, man. The only thing I would say would be like, if it was me, I'd personally just change it to like a less 8-bitty like kick and maybe just like have it be more bassy. But like I said, dude, that's totally subjective and not of this genre, you know what I mean? Like it works well with this kind of thing, but for some reason, like just in a personal taste, I've never gotten that to work as well as I'd liked it to, you know? So I just wind up taking it out and just using the low end of things. So I don't know, man. Like it's that's a totally personal taste kind of opinion too thing. So I wouldn't listen to what I have to say on that, but that would be the only thing that me personally would change in that tune, because I like the variation of the 8 bits and the ARP and stuff like that. But yeah, that kick just I don't know, man. It just always I'm always so close to it, and then it never works. So maybe I just got a bad taste in my mouth for it. I don't know. What is it? Is that a 404? SP 404? Oh yeah, okay. That's what they're saying. Yeah. See, it's just so weird to me. I don't know. But hey, that's
I would
personal.
in the not in the last part of the wave, like that last movement, like I think the bass sounded that all the way through, but in like I want to say 3/4 of the track before the very last chunk, that bass, the top end of that bass, I think, because I feel like you have it separated, but I feel like it could use a little more separation, the top end of the bass tone, because it's like a low bass tone and then you have like all of the granulized top end. But if you could spread that out a little more, I think it would give some of the core elements a little more room to breathe, if that's an option. But once again, that's another thing that is just subjective as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and you know that's I don't know. I'd like to see chiptunes, like, I don't want to say cousin, but like what do people produce, not after chiptune or before or like during chiptune, but what's the next evolution of it? Are there people who were chiptune, like the big who made chiptune, and what are they making now? You know, if there's like a progression of artists, like I want to see like where the evolution is. And Phosphor, that's no different for you too, man. Like I would love to see where you mix your 8-bit in with like your 9-inch nail sounding stuff and like your industrial sounding shit, you know, like when it becomes a blend of the two. Like, since I know you can make some kicks that are nice and have some vocals and stuff like that, like it'd be nice to see your merging of those kind of things, you know. So that's I think that's just where my kind of this is coming from. Oh, that kick drum or whatever, you know. It's because I've seen other things that he's produced, and I'm like, it might be nice to have a blending of those kind of things, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And he says he's getting there. No, believe me, it's easier said than done. You know, it's like you're literally making up a genre, and that's so much easier said than done.
Yeah.
So hey, dude,
so much fusion.
Yeah, no, so
I loved it.
It's I think something that we strive to do every day too. You know, just to get a little bit more off the beaten path and just like, or on the
get out of your
path,
comfort zone.
Yeah.
Just try and like pull yourself out of your normal routine of going about the creative process for sure.
Yeah. No, that was dope too, man. The 8-bit thing, it's definitely a little bit different than what you make, but also a little bit of the same too, because you definitely have some industrial kind of grimy vibes, and that was definitely like straight chip tune, you know. So maybe take some of those ideas and even sprinkle it in some newer tunes or something, because you said that was kind of just like a bunch of ideas mixed in one. But I liked it, man. If you did just keep that idea as one, I would say just maybe the drums, maybe add your vocals over it. That'd be cool. But yeah, dude, we got Optic up next, who just continually pisses me off because he's one of those guys, 374 followers, and it's just, all right, let me just get up and walk away now, you know.
It's one of those like, God damn it, you did it.
Yeah, when I was like, what masterclass do I got to listen to? This is the guy I was thinking of. This is the guy I was thinking about.
He's a 6-year-old from Swahili.
I like that lore. We got to just maybe make that stick. It at least makes me feel a little bit better, because I'm like, he's a child prodigy. It's okay. But, you know, him being like a 20-something-year-old just starting out, I think 2 years ago. I don't know, man. It's crazy. But yeah, let's listen to what he got. Maybe this is the one that doesn't work. Maybe this is the poop one, but I don't think so. He never has a poop song. Let's see. different vibes too, man. Chill. It was a chill one.
Yeah.
Damn. All right, he's doing like a 100 beat challenge right now too. I guess this is track 31 of the 100 beat challenge.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? Nice. That's awesome.
Yeah, I think maybe that's one of the reasons that he's getting so good so quickly. It's like really just putting the work in, undoubtedly.
Yeah. Yeah. So this is track 31 of the 100.
Yeah.
Damn. So is it one a week or one a day? Like what's the time frame?
Bro, this has just started at least like 2 weeks ago. It's probably been like as many as you can a day. That's his motto, I think.
Wow.
Yeah. And
that's what's up.
Yeah, man. It's he's really dope too. This like was less of a, I don't want to say less of a sound design, because there was definitely a lot of it involved, and maybe even more so because minimalistic is like, it's pretty hard to achieve too, but
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, he's got a really like neuro-y like hand on things, like the sound design level that a lot of these impressive ass people like Vector or like a Jade Cicada kind of level, it's that level too, man. So it's obviously a range of things now, like this people were saying it could have used a vocal, and I definitely agree. This would have been a really interesting, like super tasky rap beat. Sorry.
Yeah, no, you're fine. I felt that though as well. I was hearing it in my head. I was hearing a rap beat over it in my head, like not necessarily words or anything, but like in my mind, I was like, damn, this would be nice with some bars. Nice with some bars on it.
Yeah.
But it was a dope beat just on its own. Doesn't need anything, but yeah.
Yeah, if you had maybe like a chick, just like not even like a really rapping too, but just like I don't know if R.I.P. China, but that's her name, like a chick like that, or it's just like I don't know, Charles I uses her a lot too, like this, it's just like a chill kind of trill rap beat, not even like that hard kind of shit, but just like it would be really dope to have something like accompany that. There's definitely some female rappers that would be dope, or Kyle Goldstein, Do you still rap at all? Like, are you into like hitting shit over beats, or are you more of like, let me see what I could do in terms of where I could push this?
No. I still rap a lot. Yeah.
Okay. Like into like on like in terms of releasing music too, or just is your own cathartic kind of thing? Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I just put out a rap EP Saturday. It's like a Halloween themed rap EP, but I have this Halloween alias called Spooky No Mouth, and it's like rap beats.
Oh, did you make them?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
It's like, yeah. So yeah, I still rap a lot, and like yeah.
Wow, shit, that's dope, man. All right, that definitely flew right over my radar. I didn't hear about a Spooky No Mouth, man.
Yeah, I try and do a Halloween album every year just because it's my favorite holiday.
Oh,
so it's like the last two have just been Spooky No Mouth EPs, but I've been I think Halloween albums the last like 6 years or something.
Wow.
But I love Halloween. It's my favorite.
Damn.
I'm gonna try and make one until I can't make them anymore.
Yo, that's gas though. I wish that would have been an awesome fucking question for me to have ready, but I guess some good lore to know about too, man. Spooky No Mouth.
Spooky No Mouth.
Dude, we learned about like 4 of your projects over here. Learned about fucking the Funk Zombies, the Cave Slug.
Yeah.
Fucking we got the Mount Analogue over here, and then we got Spooky No Mouth. Is there anything else? You got any other side projects or anything you work on like that?
Trifinity and
Trifinity, of course, yeah. Duh.
I do murder ballads. Not as many as my girlfriend and I made 30. We've done 30 murder ballads, and we haven't been doing too many this year because we've been super just like busy with other projects. But it's like mandolin and guitar. Just murder. We used to do this Murder Ballad Mondays. We were on it real thick heavy last year, but haven't done a ton this year. Just like 2 or 3 this year maybe. But
what?
Yeah.
Wait, what do you mean by murder ballads?
Like it's a whole genre of like folk music that's just dedicated to I guess it's not a genre. Like a genre has blossomed from, there's so many folk and old country songs that are about murder and death that there is it's a genre. murder ballads.
Murder
And
ballads.
so we do covers of like murder ballads. Yeah, like Johnny Cash has murder ballads and stuff. You know, like there's just like a ton.
Okay.
There's a ton.
Maybe I
Yeah.
never heard of it referred to as a murder ballad, and that just
Yeah,
seemed interesting.
I was blanking on the Johnny Cash song, but it's probably like the most popular murder ballad track. It's about pretty much just torturing a girl at a parlor in Tennessee. It's like it's the whole vibe, but it's like country grandpa's guitars, you know.
Okay. Damn, man, that's pretty fire. Do you put your own spin on it, or it's like you do murder ballads, like it's guitar and mandolin?
We put our own spin on it.
Oh.
It's like we take the classic track and then make it our own.
Okay, dude, interesting as fuck, man. I love it. I love it. I got to tune in for one of these murder ballads, dude. Now that I'm hip to all these side projects and shit.
That's what I am. I just am side projects. That's all it is. That's all I got.
Man. It's all an extension of you, you know?
I'm all right with that. I love people's side projects, man. Some of my favorite shit is side projects and stuff.
You like making
Speaking of fucking smokestacks and research chemicals and all that, you know?
Oh yeah, definitely. True.
Yeah.
So you like making it like separate? You like making sure people know Mount Analog is Mount Analog and Trifinity is Trifinity kind of thing, or is that just how it ends up being?
I just kind of however it lands is however it lands. I don't try to push it into any sort of way. Sometimes sometimes it's like I want people to know, and like I don't think I've done one that's necessarily like look over here at this thing. It's not associated with me, you know. It's like people pretty like they know.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah. No, I understand. Sometimes it's like the opposite. People are like, no, I don't want to even like, get people's attention elsewhere. But other people are like, yeah.
And that usually comes with people experimenting and making different vibes and stuff. And they're like, I need a whole new moniker for this experiment that I'm doing. Whereas like, I just prefer to let the main thing be the experiment, I guess.
Exactly.
Or like, know.
No, for real. That's honestly what I like in artists too. You know, I like knowing their side projects and stuff, but I also like when they're super well-rounded in their discography. I'm like, ooh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I like hearing some of these artists too, man. I'm just like, you know, they hit us with something, and the other week they hit us with like some fucking something that they sang over, and I'm like, oh shit, man. All right. Maybe we're gonna have to get you in the hot seat one of these days, you know? It's oh shit, man. But all right, this guy says this one is released, but would still love some feedback. Exists. I think it's the first time throwing in here too, so we'll see what's going on. Mr. Exist.
When your face starts to grind with your move.
Damn. All right, Exit.
Mm.
All right. Very narrow.
Very nice. Yeah.
And this was Toy Soldiers, like they said. I couldn't remember what that was from. But
Oh, whoa. That's sick.
all these Toy Soldiers. I loved that movie. I'm not gonna lie. One of my favorites.
The Gorgonites.
The Gorgonites, yes.
And the soldiers, dude.
The Commando Elite, it says. The
Oh, yeah,
Commando
dude.
Elite. I wouldn't have
Commando
remembered that
Elite,
either.
yeah. No, the Commando Elite. I don't know why Gorgonites was easier than the Commando Elite.
Damn, dude. No, that's crazy, man. The sound design was phenomenal on that. I really liked it.
It was.
I would say, in terms of things that just come to mind on the first listen, there was this last part that I just note, like, okay, the rest of the song was mastered fantastically. I thought everything came in pretty good, but just when that last part came in, the sub is the one thing that's pushing right up to the compressor. So I would say you could it's like you could hear it hitting pretty much the ceiling too at the end, which isn't a bad thing because it's pretty much the only thing coming in, but
True.
it's like right there.
Yeah, you can hear it.
Yeah, you could kind of just hear it. So I would turn down the sub a little bit.
Just a little bit, yeah.
Yeah. Or turn down the sub and maybe hit the compressor a little bit, like maybe to make up for it, because I'm assuming you're using this as the reference to where you're hitting the ceiling, and you just don't want the bass to be the first thing to hit the ceiling. So that was one thing that came to mind, and maybe just a little bit of snare variation. That would literally be it. I would just say maybe some fills or something like that. But the sound design in general and everything else, the mixing and mastering, really good, man. Hats off to that.
Yeah.
Yeah. You
I
wanna,
agree.
Okay.
No, I don't know what else I would say. Honestly, sounded really good.
Yeah.
I loved how it was like tastefully minimal, where it was like interesting, but kept the sound design like just little flutters here and there of where things changed up enough to like direct your attention, but not like overtake anything. You know what I mean? It wasn't distracting.
Yo, 100%. No, it was definitely like on that level. It was hats off. Great fucking sound design and bop. Like just.
It seems like it would probably bang in a live setting. I mean, it banged in my headphones, but it would probably like on a sub, it would like rattle. It seemed like it would rattle.
Yeah, no, for real. It's one of those that would go off on a system that we're just dying to hear again, And that's what the sub it will sound good, but it just might be like literally hitting the max of where it could be hitting. So, you might just want to turn
especially
it
in
down
that
a little.
area.
Yeah.
You since it's like an outro too, like the end of the track, like you could for sure be more pull it down a little bit, and it wouldn't seem like it wasn't coming in heavy or anything, because it would still come in really thick, and people would expect it to be like a little more subdued since it's like the track's going out.
Yeah.
I don't think it would create a creative conflict at all.
Dude, like literally hit that nail on the head, especially because that's probably where you'd start, if not already have another song coming in transition wise. So that would be, you'd still want to hear that, but if the sub's the only thing that's going, like it's going to interfere with the next song that's coming on unless you immediately like EQ that out. So yeah, I mean, this is just like, I'm hearing it because it would definitely be a song that someone is going to want to mix into, and that's a nice part to have somebody mix a song into, is just a nice sub bass. So yeah, I would just say turn a little bit lower and prepare to have like a acapella over it, or someone throw another drum beat over it. So like he said, maybe just lower it in certain areas or start to have it wean out. And I think you're good, man. You're golden. This tune was perfect.
The banger.
Shout out the Gorgonites, man. Fuck the Commando Elites. Oh,
Gorgonites all day.
All right, so we got the Italians over here, the ADAT Italians right now. They're coming over with a tune 9 days old. Let's see what they're bringing. I don't know. You want to play one last waveform roulette with this?
Yeah, let's do it.
What do you think?
I'm gonna say clunky like I want to say clunky broken beat, like not broken beat. I want to say it's going to be clunky.
Clunky. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
A clunky.
Because it has
He says.
it's got the intro, but then it comes in, but I feel like it's going to be one of those like broken. I don't know. It's just a vibe.
All right, we're gonna have to find out. Look, they didn't even put a tag up there. There's nothing. Not even like a fake tag or anything. Oh god.
Mystery.
Mystery. All right. Yeah, we're gonna have to see. Hey, Dad, let's go. What do the Italians got for us today? Hopefully, some pasta bajoule. at this. Another one. A vibe and a half. What is that? 4 drops? 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah. I feel like I just feel like I was that was like a whole set, dude. That was that was such a vibe.
Dude.
I feel like that's all the exercise I needed for like the rest of the year. That's it. That's it. That's it right here.
The next month, yeah, that's it. It was all in the wrist too. That's like most of the exercise was just in the wrist. That's what it needed to be.
If you do it right, that's all you need.
That's it. Bro, yeah, that's it. Oh. It's almost the whole body too, so.
I know. I'm gonna do it.
Believe me, I know. He knows. He knows. Get your wrist activity in, kids. Oh, you see? You can be as smooth as that.
Okay. All right, shake it off.
Oh, shit. This man. Look nimble, dude. One day, if you get in your wrist activity, you could be as nimble as this man. You saw that? I'm as stiff as a board.
You get into my webinars.
Oh, that's what it is.
Yeah, I have flow art webinars or flow webinars. So yeah.
Wow.
That's really the whole reason you asked me to be on here, so I could promote my flow art webinars. They go on every day, 3 p.m. to 3 a.m. And we start off with a light flow, just a saucy light flow. And then as things progress, we incorporate more and more. And then by the end of it, you're going to be sweating, just like some freaking, it's going to blow your mind. It's going to crack open your pinal. Just all the juice is just going to cascade right on out.
Wow. I feel like you just gave us a little taste of what we're in for, too.
It's just a tease. For $49.95 a month, we can really get to the bottom of your potential.
That's a steal. I mean, just to hear that smooth, silky voice, dude, I don't know. That's a steal. $49.99? Damn.
Yeah, dude. You could be this nimble, this quick.
This nimble, this fucking versatile. Just like... Look at how discoordinated I am. There's no flow there at all.
You just follow the tips with the tips. Just get the tips.
Look, I'm better already.
There you go. See? That'll be $49.95.
Oh, shit, man. Damn.
That track was a banger, though, on the For Real tip. That was really good.
Yeah.
Also had a very European vibe, which I am down with. It like got darker sometimes. It was like a party, and then it would get like darker, and I'm like, oh shit, it's getting serious. But then it pulled me back to the party. Like I felt like I was like at the club, and like I was having an existential crisis, but the party vibe was pulling me back into where I needed to be. Damn. And then like I was like,
yeah, definitely. There was a little spango element there, you know, that kind of was like the taking you out. Oh shit.
Yeah, that like DMT, that's what it is. That was what it was, yeah.
That's 100% what it was. Yeah, towards that end, those vocals were like real trippy and stuff, man. I don't know what that was. Dope. And everything was mixed and like fit really well into there too. It's not like there was one element that just didn't sit well. You tastefully added everything real nicely in there, man. And it all complemented this the kick. The kick complemented the snare. Or was there even a snare? I don't even know. Was it just... Just kick.
It was like
No snare. Maybe that's the secret. Maybe there's a snare, right? Yeah, I guess there's a snare. Doesn't need one though. That's what I'm saying. You could carry that song with the kick. You did, bro.
yeah.
Holy shit. Yeah, that was trippy as fuck, man. I don't know. With mixing and mastering advice, I really don't have anything to say with that one as well. Just all around good
Sounded
track.
great.
5 minute
Sounded
long.
great.
5.5 minutes actually.
5 minute vibe, 5.5 minute vibe.
5 minute vibe, baby. 5 minute energy. That's what they say about these guys.
Felt good. It felt good.
Yeah, man. Yeah, you got another tip of the hat from me, man. The dudes over at Italy, appreciate you. Oh shit, dude. All right, yo. So we went through a shitload of tracks. They just keep adding more. So I'm not gonna. I told you there was 3 more. So I'm not gonna subject you through like the 10 others that just got added to, and then once we listen to those, 10 more get added. So it's just a rabbit hole, man. So I'm still finding a nice way to make it so that we're not taking up too much time. We're still listening to the maximum amount of music, but yeah, man, we're creeping up on 3.5 hours. If you know, I don't even think I braced you for that. So
It's all good.
Hey,
I've been having a blast.
Hey, I'm glad too, because I've been having a blast too, man. And you know, you're just you're a funny dude. I didn't expect anything less watching your videos and just being a fan for this long. But did you wanna leave us off a certain way, or you wanna fucking say anything? You wanna promote anything before we part ways, or
follow your heart. Check
your
on your mental health. Check on the mental health of your loved ones.
Oh.
Keep creating as much as you can. Be raw and real to your purest self.
Damn, deep on the spot too, man. I should have told you, maybe prepare a few words as a parting way, but you know what? No, you're a man that just improv. Whether it's rapping, whether it's fucking live looping, or giving us words of advice. Follow your heart being the biggest one. Let's go, man. And like I said numerous amount of times this interview, the Ohio squad, the Dayton squad is so weird to a way that I think it's comforting to everybody who also wants to be with themselves and be weird too. So it's been awesome that you guys keep knocking down these barriers and doing new things and weird things, because I'm telling you, it's trickling down. It's definitely it doesn't end at me being like, oh shit, if they're getting it and they're being weird, maybe I could be a goofy motherfucker too, but
Oh yeah. All the spider webs of weirdness just coalesce into one big tumbleweed and just makes a beautiful fucking whirlwind, really.
For real. Until we are the world. There is no weird. It's just the world. It's just the way things are. Just different colors
Things
and
are.
Creeds and everything,
Yeah. That's the way it's going. It's beautiful.
Yo, hell yeah, man. Yo. Well, hey, thank you for being part of that tumbleweed and being here, man, and just being your downright self.
Thank you for letting me be a part of it. I had such a blast, and I really appreciate it. And I really appreciate everyone out there in the data sphere joining us for this party. It's been a blast.
Yo, for real.
Thank you so much. Until next time.
Hey, of course, man. We'll be up soon. I definitely want to hear from you more often, and I'm gonna go check out.
Is this a thing? Is this a?
It's gonna be a thing now.
Oh,
I gotta get over it.
There we go.
We can't end it there though. Hold on. There we go.
There it is.
Wait. There we go. Boom.
Oh.
Boom. We made it a thing. All right, my dude. I'm gonna end this call right now, so we'll let you on your way. If you gotta pee or do anything, I don't blame you. It's been 3.5 hours.
All the love to you.
Peace,
all the love
man.
to you.
Hey, all the love to you. Right back at you. Right back at you. End the meeting. All right, there we go. Okay. All right, guys. So I'm gonna throw in the analog command once more. Analog. Go follow him. Fun as fuck conversation. We do have a bunch more songs. They were coming in as I was talking to them, as I told them they were the last ones. So if you did not hear your song, you still want to hear them. You're still trying to hang out, do whatever you want to do. I'm gonna be here for a little bit. There's 4 more songs. We got Sketchy Pete, who's the sexy man. We got Mr. Bro Bobo. I think that's the first submission from Bo Bobo. We got Trap Hazard over here, if you're still in here. Another first submission. And we got the Spun one. Yeah, that was real fun. That was a nice little bit to talk to. A nice little person to talk to. And I really do mean it.